We're back. All six are here. Welcome back to Evandale and Mütvia. What's up, guys?
Hi.
So you may notice that we have a sixth person over here. Stacy is taking leave of this game and has hopefully amazing things that are going to happen. We love Stacy. There's nothing wrong, and we absolutely are in contact with Stacy and everything like that. However, Tuesday nights are no longer good, so unfortunately, Stacy will be leaving the game. However, Stacy's character will, of course, continue. Mütvia is evil, not that bad. We're not going to go killing up Stacy's character, and so people are able to return as guests in the future. And Stacy's always welcome to do that. And of course, we'll also continue to appear in other chronicles on this channel. Having said that, though, we have someone else here. Would you mind introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about you?
Yes, hello everybody. My name is Emma. I am the founder and creative director of the Tabletop Tailspinners Network, which is a TTRPG podcast network focused on diversity without tokenism and featuring a bunch of the creators that you may not see on other TTRPG streams, such as femme-presenting folks, queer folks, BIPOC individuals, both in the player seats and in the GM seat in particular. Aside from that, I am also an actual play actor, GM, and producer. You can find me outside of this on things like Philly by Night, over on Ain't Got Crit as Josette Pelnay, the French Nosferatu. But tonight, I will be playing Denix, the Centaur champion. So, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And Emma has been incredibly gracious as far as the integration of her character goes. So we're going to see how that comes into play. But for everyone else, how are you guys? Any questions, comments, concerns before we get started, or any delicious announcements?
Is there anything important I should know about what happened last episode?
Well, actually, yes, I'll give you guys. Yep. We will have a recap.
You're a little quiet for me.
Who?
Yeah.
You, Steve.
Me?
Steve, yes.
Hold on. Let me see what I can do for
Too
you.
quiet.
Bring yourself up.
Okay, how about this? It may take a couple seconds. Yeah, that's good.
That's about it, yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we will have a recap after any announcements or anything like that. We'll get you guys updated. Any announcements or anything?
I have a few announcements. Okay. Do you like being with your friends? Do you love loving your friends? Do you love kissing your friends consensually in games? Then join the TTRPG Collective, where everyone's a little bit gay and no cops allowed. That's TTRPG Collective. We're for and by tabletop players.
Emphasis on the bye.
Bye.
Hey.
That's that one. Hold on, I got
Big
another
league.
one. Next scene. Hi, I'm glad you're here. How you doing? So, if you don't know, June is Pride Month, which means if you're homophobic in any way, you'll get wrecked. Which means in this game of Mütvia, gay wins. And if you go to Ain't Got Crit, our sister site, you'll see a few charity streams for Galay, Philadelphia, which is a QT BIPOC-led and minded organization that provides services and resources for the underrepresented queer folks of Philadelphia. Join us on all of our Philly by Night games for the month of June, and you could win a shirt like this one. Oh, like this one.
Hell yeah.
For just participating and donating to Galay. Back to you, Steve.
Hey, thank you, Aaron. Today's weather is going to be 70, fairly mild, with a 98% chance of rain, because it's fucking Mütvia. Any other announcements or anything like that?
One that I already knew this, but just looking at this beautiful screen in front of me, virtually everybody, with the addition of Emma and with Yuri's recent debut, everybody on your screen is in Philly by Night. We're in different parts of it, but every single person is within like the Philly by Night verse. So if you like this,
Philly by Night table.
This
yeah,
is really
100%.
So-
First of many, all cheers.
Mütvia is actually the same game as Philly by Night, but in the Dark Ages. So, there you go.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I love this.
We're
Okay.
all actually playing our characters playing Pathfinder.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There's a whole bunch of vampires sitting around.
Okay, I'm just saying that needs to be a Patreon thing. Where if somebody, if you go, hey, join our Patreon. If you join at the $50 tier, we'll play a game of Pathfinder as our characters.
Oh,
Playing
shit.
characters that they made.
Oh, I want to see that so bad now that it's been put into the ether.
So like Inception. It hurts
I was
my
going to say that.
bones.
Inception.
Mütvia by morning. Damn, we've been rolled up.
You fucking imagine.
Hilarious.
It's just Jace is over there looking at a D20 going, I can't see. Oh, now I can see it better. Hold on. I got it.
Oh, you have to get the ones like that have like the creases in them so you can feel the numbers.
Oh, yes.
Artem,
There you go.
Artem is like, I rolled a
know,
hit every action. He's like,
And we've been rolled just tossed in. So, Mütvia by morning.
Mütvia by morning.
I am obsessed with that.
Mouring.
All right, guys.
That's so good.
You want to play some games before, right after we get into the recap?
Hell yeah.
Alrighty, cool. So the recap goes something like this. Our intrepid explorers here, who really don't know each other outside of a single day, have all managed to come together through a variety of paths of life and found themselves literally at a crossroads, guided on by Delia's clan of Drosti, in this case the Lupershkoy family. They came out to a crossroads, decided to camp with a whole bunch of strangers. Now, as for these strangers, they have been chased. They are essentially all of them, in one way or another, outsiders of their own community, except perhaps one. Vin, are you in any way, shape, or form an outsider that, at first glance, people would be able to pick up on?
At first glance, as long as I'm wearing clothes, no.
Exactly. So even the most normal of them are essentially outsiders, whether it is this one, an ousted prince, going on over to Mercy, a Fadil or a void elf that has managed to burst free from an undead. Vin, a completely rune-covered, and no one knows what the hell those runes mean, human. Down here we have Belle, who just recently rose up out of a fucking grave after possibly 200 years. We'll get into Danix a little bit later. And, of course, Delia, who is a Drosti, who's probably the most accepted Mütvia out of all of them. And even then, the Drosti are not really liked by princes. So, welcome to Mütvia, the island of misfit toys. As for everyone else that exists in Mütvia, it's an incredibly xenophobic nation. We're going to find out exactly how our 6 friends here managed to get through life. Will they ever be accepted for being different than everyone else? If this isn't a fucking allegory of real life, I don't know what is. So, welcome to Mütvia. Here's the recap. All 6 of them managed to come out to a crossroads, and after meeting, had finally sat down. Some of them had been chased, others had been under duress of being killed. And they came together, made introductions, and finally everyone was so exhausted they really couldn't part ways. Gathering around a single campfire at night, Delia then drew, as some Drosti have, a fate deck. Delia, can you tell me why it is that you had access to the fate deck and what that means?
So, it is a Drosti tradition, right? That the Vrujiti, or the spiritual guide of that group of Drosti, has the fate deck, right? They commune with the fates, and that's how they lead them. I had been under the training guidance of the Vrujiti for our group, and that night, while we were sitting around the campfire with the rest of our beautiful strangers, she let me know that fate and the land had told her that it was my turn, and that these people that had seemingly come together just very randomly were the ones that I was meant to be with and to spiritually lead in their journeys. And so, as is tradition, she handed me my own fate deck, which I then put in front of and showed to the rest of the group. And let it be clear, I did not make them draw any cards.
Here we go.
But pull a card.
I presented the deck to them, and if they felt the compulsion to do so, they went ahead and drew some cards, and whatever was there and whatever happened was decided by fate. We did have a couple of interesting things happen, and then some other interesting things happen right after that. So
It's one way to put it, yeah.
It was a thing. Unfortunately, Vin was one of those that had something negative happen to him. Vin, can you describe that?
Yeah, my eyeballs melted out of my head. And I'm blind now. So
And
horrifying, terrible, awful experience.
and
0 out of 10.
Mütvia on Yelp gets gets a 1 star. Belle, what had happened to you as well?
I got a buff of some kind. I think it was, I should pull up my notes. But I think I got, like, it was something to my movement, I believe.
Yeah, you can move through difficult terrain, I believe, without any
That's what it was.
ill effects. Yeah.
So I came out of it very happy.
Stacy's character had also been, I believe, Stacy's character was plagued. Unfortunately, I don't have that note, but Stacy's character, I think, did not do too well at that either. And
She was actually asleep by that time.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes. The character had decided to go to sleep for that, and therefore went inside of a wagon. Speaking of, this is pretty much the setup that we currently have. As we can see here, Belle and Vin were last in the wagon. 3 up top: Elias, Delia, and Mercy. The 3 of you sat around the fire, and something had occurred to the 3 of you. You can catch that on the VOD, but at the end of it, there was some good news coming in from Elias, who was able to do something. Elias, would you mind taking us through what had happened to Vin?
Certainly. So after the Traumageddon of Vin's eyeballs melting out of his skulls, Elias, his friend, was understandably very distraught at this. Toward the end of our last episode, Elias, I'm going to say, gave something back to the land in a bid to have folks go watch the VOD to find out what that was and how it happened.
Dude, it was fucking dope. It was dope. So
we learned that Elias can do some interesting things, which is a lot of fun. But as a result of that, when Elias returns to the wagon to check on Vin, who was sleeping, he sees that beneath his eyelids are full eyeballs moving as he is dreaming and sleeping kind of solemnly, and has been given back. I don't know if he's been given back his sight. We didn't get that far, but he's at least got his eyeballs back. So I want to infer that he has his sight back, but this is Mütvia, so I'm not going to give you any false hope, Chris. Or just you have at least eyeballs now.
I can also innately cast Regenerate, so I would have been fine
that's right.
anyways.
That's right.
That was so convenient.
But we make shit happen according to the land. And Mercy, what had happened to you, and did you have anything that you would want to tell us?
Where do I start? Okay, so it all started back when I was incubated. Oh, you mean like what happened to me, not if there's anything I want to tell you. Yes, so that was a funny joke. She lost an arm, like Zora. She lost use of her arm. Still there, just useless.
Just
it was.
I mean,
I love that.
But it came back. I think we healed it. I think Elias healed it. I'm pretty sure it was. Oh, it was Yuri. Did something. Who was it?
Did y'all turn up last time or what? What the frick is going on
land
right now?
healed it. The land healed it. Okay. Nordaga. Thank you, Nordaga.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nordaga Daddy. We appreciate you.
And so this is where we now pick up the game. Belle and Vin in the back of the wagon. Already around 6 a.m. or so. Let me do that. Yes. It's already about 6 a.m. or so. The first rays of sunlight in the 5th month of the year have already caused that typical humidity that you would begin to experience in a closed-off wagon. Vin, there's a stirring. You feel rested but restless. And then, of course, that morning light just shining right through some planks right on your face. It's bright. You can see it.
The sun?
Bright light, yeah.
Vin is gonna kind of squint and look out of the wagon to see what is going on.
Oh, sorry, was wrong. Nope, that's the right accent. Sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Was my skin reflecting the light again?
I do not think it was that. Hold on. I'm gonna look out. Peer.
Around the
What do I see?
campfire are where are the other three? Do we see like 3 sleeping bodies all nestled together around the camp, or what do we see?
Yeah, we had a kiki after our run-in with the
I think we did start
undead.
drinking after.
That's the last thing I
So-
remember.
Yeah, just us picking up some. I think I handed people alcohol because I was like, "This was some shit." Here you go.
Yeah, we pulled a Bolivar.
Yeah.
And speaking
Hello,
of
Prince.
one of the Drosti who is camping adjacent to you just across a small stream is still sound asleep. The rest of the Drosti, then you can see across the way, are still making camp and what have you around the wagon. And for a brief moment there, Delia, can you describe what you're doing as the morning sun brings on the new day?
I think even though she was drinking with them, she would have probably been up relatively early and just kind of started like fashioning some sort of like a meal for everybody around the campfire. Just kind of, some skewered like bits of flesh and
Skewered
over the
bits
fire.
of flesh. My
My
favorite.
favorite. Yeah.
Mercy waking up a couple of pounds lighter as the Drosti is like, Delia, you look over to your right and across, and you can see the wagons. Many of them are tossing in the last of their camp belongings into it. And the second to last person boards, Bolivar, gets on the wagon. And already they begin moving out. One wagon has not yet. And that is because the Vrojiti is standing there alone, looking across the way. Everyone else in your camp is going about their business, doing their thing. But you notice her. She smiles. She nods.
I don't know, I feel like she would want to like walk across to her to at least like give her like an embrace before they part, because you want to assume that everybody's going to be okay and everybody's going to be safe, but it's Mütvia, so you don't really know, right? And so she would kind of noticing that they're just about done and about to leave, she would kind of like meander her way over there to kind of embrace the old lady.
She sees you. Go ahead.
From the wagon, Vin is just like, "Good morning! Thank you for the shelter for the night."
This is definitely Elias waking up. At
that point, yes.
He's been asleep up until like that exact moment.
Delia, you start walking across the small stone bridge to the second encampment, and her eyes follow you, and she looks at you. When you begin to extend your arms out, she like lowers her head and extends her arms out and takes you in a warm embrace. And she holds you by the shoulders as she first moves away for a second, and she looks at you and she smiles. You know, the time has come for this passage to be made. You have the deck, you have the heart, and you have the spirit of the Lubashkoi within you. But you do not have yet the journey on the open road. And she like pushes herself away from you for a brief moment to get just a little bit of a distance so she can take your full figure in. Your feet are now about to step out onto a whole new road of your own. And this journey must now continue for others. And she taps her own chest. You have your friends. Go lead them in the way and show so many of them who know nothing about Mütvia and nothing about our way. Show them what it is to have the Koremuvria. And she's referring to the heart of Mütvia that the Mütvi themselves claim.
I will do my best. Thank you for everything.
I am frozen. She looks at you, nods, and just stands there, waiting for you to depart.
Yeah, at that point, like, I'd, kind of give her one last look and a smile and make my way back to our wagon, which I'm assuming we get to keep, right?
Yeah. You guys now have your own. You have your own wagon. You're all good.
Yeah, awesome.
Is there a place around, or at least within this like little caravan, of anyone potentially selling any goods of any kind, or at least bartering for some?
Those wagons have already started to move, except for hers, and Bolivar's just like waiting. Lady, come on, where are we going? Now, what? And she's ignoring him, looking at everyone. You see that she has the red scarf that she's always had all her life, as long as you've known her. And her gaze falls off of you, down at the ground. She reaches down, picks up some soil, rubs it between her hands, lets the remainder of it fall between her fingers. And takes off the red and lets a cascade of gray hair fall down. And just as the hair falls, so does her body become completely translucent. And as the last of the dirt hits, that's the only thing that remains. Just a small amount of Mutvian dust that finally settles. And then Bolivar begins to move the wagon away.
Oh, another day in Mütvia, eh?
Belle feels this innate instinct, something drive to go and collect that little bit of dust.
I just got the movie in my mind.
Take my grandma's ashes. That's okay.
I got the little movie in my mind. This little touching moment between Delia across the way, just embrace, having said goodbye, and then just coming in frame is Belle, just like.
Excuse me. I'm just gonna come in here and just sleep with these ashes.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I want this, but I do. Okay, we can go now.
Can you add that to your character sheet, because that may come in handy in the future?
I am adding it to my
Grandma's dirt. Jesus.
Grandma's
You have to do a Mütvia-wise dirt of grandmas.
Yeah.
dirt of Jima.
As for the rest of you, understanding that you are going underway, I'm going to go around the table really quick. Give me a very, very, very brief explanation of what a beginning of a brand new day looks for you. We're going to start up with Elias and then pass it over to someone.
Elias is going to wake up at hearing Vin scream for the first time. I think he may have woken up briefly, had half consciousness when Delia got up, but made it a point, like put a bag or something over his face to go. He's very spoiled and enjoys his sleep, and so he certainly would have like been trying to get rest. I think it's going to begin with Elias doing his kind of morning routine, which is to look up. Sorry, 1 second. Which is going to be to look. He has an illustration that was painted of his family before they left, before they immigrated and came to Mütvia. This is before his parents died, before his sister took his princedom, his domain from him. And even with all of those complicated emotions, I think he runs a finger over this now worn and beaten up picture that is like faded from both age and wear and tear. And even though he's tried to protect it, it is not what it once was when it was whole, and the meta narrative there for his family isn't lost upon him. And I think at that he is going to smell food and walk toward it, which is also his daily kind of morning routine.
Who do you want to pass it to?
I'm going to pass it to Mercy. Well, Mercy, that's rude. I'm sorry. That was inconsiderate of me. I didn't think about that. You make a morning routine. It's your world now, Mercy.
No, that's fine. So Mercy actually, she is still learning how to sleep. Like, what does that mean? And so when Elias stands up, it's like out of nowhere, like Mercy comes into frame, like, we had a moment. last night, you and I, we had a moment.
Oh, we did. Mercy, it is very early. My God.
It is all one timeline. What do you mean early? Early for what?
I need to eat first, and I will answer your question after that. He is gonna make roads towards the food, realize that Mercy is still standing there, and then pull at their tunic or like whatever they're wearing to like pull them towards where the breakfast is.
And I will learn my new daily routine through Elias, and I will pass it to Delia.
It's a fun choice.
My favorite thing about that is like the idea of like Vin just overhearing that out of nowhere. We had, a night. Mm-hmm. He's just like,
yes.
Did you? But after Dahlia finishes making kind of like breakfast, essentially, these little skewers of like little like chunks of flesh, very appetizing chunks of flesh, she goes around handing it to people, and puts out also like the wine that was left over from last night, because she doesn't have like a timeline for wine. It's a drink, right? So she kind of hands you guys a little cup to wash down your meat chunks with, and she would go up to she would go ahead and go up to our little newly born and reborn friends while they're eating. And I would imagine that in the wagon, she would have had maybe like a spare kind of like cloak or something like that as well. And she would have brought them over and kind of gone to Mercy and Belle. And like, here, I have some spare clothes if you wish, so that the wind won't tug at your skin so much. And she hands them a cloak. I notice you don't really have anything on you. That is not safe. It's not smart to not have a weapon around here. And she goes ahead and leads them to this little, little basket-looking thing in the wagon with some little bits and ends. And she just lets them kind of rummage through it and take their pick from what's there. I know one of you already had an idea of what you want, but there's like another little bow that's just kind of made out of just like this old, gnarled, kind of rotting wood, some daggers and things like that for you guys to look through. But she would have given them clothes as well, kind of while everybody else was still eating.
Thank you. I'm like bundled up. This is nice.
And Belle will add a headband and cover it up. She's got like this still like really long, like now curly, not as stringy and unhealthy as it was. It's now a more curly, dark hair.
I'm gonna push up a little curl that came out from under your headband and push it up underneath. Say, you missed one.
Thank you. Now,
Delia, do I get a new outfit? What's all this?
Well, they came with nothing. It is just good manners not to let them walk around like that.
Can I take anything from this box when it is not given name?
What do
Claimed.
you mean?
When it is not claimed, can I take anything from box that does not have?
Well, I suppose that everything in here now belongs to all of us. That's how it works. So, Elias, you may take what you wish as well. That is the way. It belongs to all of us now.
I was doing a bit, but this is okay.
Don't bite.
I take a morning star right out of the box. I say, I'll take this one, and I walk away.
Elias is like not broken eye contact with Delia during this. So are we all one big happy family now?
I don't have family.
I think the way the land sees it, family is an apt name. As to happy, well, that's for you to decide, right?
Elias at Mercy saying they don't have family is gonna lean over like, it's not all it's cut out to be. You're not really missing anything. And then back to Delia is gonna say, well, if you would have asked me this 48 hours ago, I think I would have had a different take, but I can't deny it. There seems to be some inextricable force or something appearing to thread all of us together. I mean, if I hadn't run into the rest of you lot, I would have never ran into Vinny. And I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe there's something to these fates. You might have to ease me into it a bit. Not being Mütvia, and I feel like less prepared to kind of slide into some of this. But yeah, family can be nice, and this might have a nice ring to it. He's gonna survey the group as he says that.
As soon as you say might have a nice ring to it, horror unleashes from beyond. Belle, you heard it when you first woke up. A death knell, the call from beyond. That bell, again, ringing somewhere in the distance.
Are we near some sort of encampment?
Give me a will save, Belle, for the first roll of the night.
Oh no.
While I'm making that roll, Belle, while everything was happening, is going through the box to find a notebook. Let's see.
Are you keeping like an in-universe notebook of all the things that Belle is learning now on?
Maybe.
Oh, that's so cute. If we can make that public at some point, that is such like a good DVD extra.
I'm already starting. You can't see what's inside it, but I'm already starting it, and it's in a moth notebook.
Oh, that's fucking cool. Oh, that's so cool.
I knew I was saying it for just the right place. Okay, skills. Sorry, I haven't used a VTT in a hot minute.
Question
It's on the left
for the DM,
side.
right? We are like kind of in the middle of like buttfuck nowhere right now, right?
Yeah.
There
Oh, yeah.
isn't like any towns, anything like that. And can only Belle hear the bells, or do we all hear it?
That's what I'm determining right now.
Okay.
Fucketh yes. That is a 21.
Fuck yeah.
Bell, when you hear it, you know that it is not from this realm. It is the same kind of bell that woke you up.
Does that mean Mercy potentially could have heard it as well?
That's really what I want to ask. You see, that 21 will save that you rolled passes, and therefore you have control over who else was able to hear the bell through your own projections.
So she grabs this notebook and pen and starts like writing something in it, hears the bell, looks up, and immediately looks like Mercy in the eyes.
And Mercy, that's when you also hear it.
Okay, so Mercy at this point was listening to Elias, and when Elias said something about not having family, she's going to look confused at him and she starts to say like, well, what about your friend Vin? And then as soon as that happens, she hears the bells and she just locks eyes with Belle.
Did you hear that?
I did. What is that?
It is words. It is not me, Belle. It is Bell from metal, and it is not from this side. I think it is from other side.
On other side, Delia, you recall last night's conversation around the fire when there was a bell or something like that that had been rung, and that's when you remembered there is something supposedly nearby that may have caused that. If does the player remember any portion of that?
Are we near the gate?
Some distance. You are you're quite a ways away.
Because I'm trying to think, like, besides where they came from, right? Like the gate. There's a town near there as well.
Give me a recall knowledge occult, Delia, unless you happen to have anything that,
Okay.
or if anybody here with an esoteric lore, you can also roll that.
Don't Drosty have Mütvia lore or something like that?
No, not
Right.
not inherently,
No?
because you can also be completely isolated to your own family, and
Okay.
I leave that up to player choices whether or not they know.
I think Elias in this moment is looking between Belle and Mercy. Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? I don't hear anything.
It's fair.
I think you may not have good hearing for this plane.
Oh. That is... I don't know, can you see it right there?
24.
Does it pop up? Yeah.
Nice.
So, Delia, I'm going to send you out a DM while they're... Oh, God, why am I frozen again? Delia, I'm going to send you out a DM on Discord.
Fuck
Yeah, get in my DMs.
I'll slide your DMs. Hold on.
Oh my god.
You guys handle the rest
Gabriella.
My Gabriella's coming out, I'm sorry.
You guys can take it from here while I'm DMing.
On this side of the plane is a sound, and on the other side of the plane is another sound, and that is the sound we hear is from other side, I think.
Okay. And Mercy's just
know
gonna
what
look
it means.
super
It
fucking
was-
confused.
It's maybe Delia might know.
Are you talking about hearing across planes?
I think so.
Vinny! Look who's up and among the living.
I think
I have my
that's
eyes.
sensitive.
I see that, and so do you.
Do they look the same?
Elisa's gonna like walk up and lean close. I think so. Yeah, I mean, maybe even a little bit better. He may have actually had a net positive from this whole role.
Excellent.
So I did not blind you with my skin this morning. You can still see.
I could still see. You do not blind me.
Okay, good.
Do you know what Belle was talking about with the planes and
Did
those?
did anybody else hear that bell?
You heard. Well, there's
Apparently everybody
my
does.
voice for bell, or do you mean ding ding bell?
Ding ding bell.
Ding ding bell. Yes.
I did.
Do you know what it is?
Elias, you did not hear it.
I did not. I was confused and remain confused.
I was not listening for Bill, but
I'm right here. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, can Elias be a dick for a second? He's gonna turn to Belle and be like,
Wait. Did something happen to your? Did it get taken away?
No, I was trying to fuck with you, but it didn't work. Don't worry about it. Never mind.
That was really scary. I didn't
get
know
it.
voices could just suddenly go away.
It's humor. We'll get there.
Scary.
I think you said it was a bell from the other side. I think you might be right.
So
You
what?
did come out of the ground, did you not?
I did.
And
Well,
you
also
were...
Mercy did too.
No, it's kind of.
You came through the void.
she came out of corpse that came out of ground.
Oh,
Yes.
So there's like an extra
The only
degree,
thing-
yeah.
Yes.
Well, the only thing I can think of that links the both of you is death. I think what
I
you
need the
heard
two
is...
of them when as soon as you say death. Mercy, or excuse me, let me correct that. Anybody attuned to void, make a fortitude save. DC 22.
Ooh.
I don't know if
Roll high, roll high, roll high.
How do we know if
Yes.
I'm like,
You're not.
How do I?
Fuck. I didn't get it. It's a 20.
My attuned is Bella attuned to void?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sweet. I kind of assumed so, and it was a fort save, correct?
Yeah.
Fort save,
I
yeah.
got a 20.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I got a 7.
Bell.
Yes. Give it to me. Give it to me, gay.
The talk around the fire starts getting a little bit muffled, and then it begins to disappear into the distance, and then you start hearing the whispers of the soil again, and now you can hear that worm that was entering your ear about 50 years ago or so, and that came out of your nose, and then the maggots that it goes out of your body. Then, of course, you hear the voices calling you again. Unfortunately, it also means that your body has already begun to deteriorate. You look at your hands and you can already see the gray beginning to spread, the rot beginning to return. You are going to take 10 hit points of void damage.
That's
Mercy.
like half your HP, right?
Way
That's
more
more,
than half.
that's more than half. I'm a 6 out of 16.
Mercy. You also failed. However, that was not a crit fail.
Oh.
What you feel is that coldness of an undead body beginning to surround you again, as if a brand new undead form from somewhere else has already been crafted for you, and now you are being recalled. Because of that, you start drawing within. Your body physically begins to reverse in its evolution.
Oh,
You
God.
take
I start
Can
to
I-
Benjamin Button.
5
Apparently.
hit points of damage.
Um,
As for everyone on the outside, you can see these changes.
experiment. So it's starting in her hands, with what strength in a hand that she has. She's going to take some of Grandma's ashes and sprinkle it on her deteriorating hand to see what happens.
Nothing.
Cool. She'll delicately like tie it back up, like all shaky.
I think Delia comes up to Belle and says, "Keep them in the bag. Keep them safe. I think
Keep
they
them
will
secret. Keep
protect
them safe.
you later on." But what you heard, that I can only think of one thing. The death note,
Yes.
the death toll, the bell from the other side. It's calling to you again. Only the death can hear that bell.
Can I ignore it?
It will certainly not ignore you.
Oh.
You've already seen it. What it can do. It's calling you to the other side. I think there is maybe somewhere we can go. I don't know. I had a flash of it's a house, but it's dedicated to old god, a very old god. It's to the east, the same direction that the wagons just left. I feel like maybe we could get some answers there. If anything else, it's a place to start. I know I've just met you, but I do not want you to go back to the earth.
I do not think I want to either. I have a question. Do I hear Belle with heart or with ears or with mind?
Oh, that's a really good... Did I freeze again? Damn it.
We can hear you, though.
That's a really good question. You feel it within the marrow of your bones.
Okay.
I'm going to say that Elias is holding Mercy by both of the shoulders because they're now visibly de-aging, is my understanding of what's happening. They're having an actual... Oh, okay. Do you normally... Is this normal?
Mercy?
I don't feel so good.
Delia?
This not normal. I mean, not that much is normal, but out of the things that is not one of them.
It looked very like emaciated, like very, and it's not like young as in like I regress to like a toddler, but it's like young as in like literally the years of life are being sucked out of me. And it's very much like the Princess Bride sort of like machine looking thing. So I'm very it's like a hollow eyes and like really like strong like bony features, very little. The flesh looks like it's like almost like sagging off my skeleton.
Yummy.
Can I take a slight narrative approach to something with you and me, Mercy? So I think when Bella's kind of like asking the questions and then hears Elias saying something, she'll turn to Mercy and see what's happening, and will like weakly come over as you're probably starting to collapse, and she's gonna like grab you with her arms and drop to her knees as she's holding you.
Do you know what we should do? And do we get you another body to put you back into? Is this something a corpse would solve potentially?
Can I
No.
cast regenerate on them?
Yes, you can.
I would
I
like
thought
to
that
do
was a one-time use.
I thought it was an innate.
No,
Didn't I get it innately?
No, one time.
One time.
Okay, then that's what I'm going to do. And as I come up to cast regenerate on you, I'm going to say, the fates have provided us.
But you can only cast it on one of us.
Then I'm going to cast it on the one who's
Belle, yeah, and Belle would see what you're prepping to do, and she would look down at Mercy in her arms. You are giving life gift to give to Mercy.
I am going to try, yes. The fates gave us what they did for a reason. And that's...
Yeah, you could feel the energy already beginning to come up within you. First, it rises up through your feet and then your entire body and then begins to extend out to your hands. However you do it, please narrate. But that energy is absolutely comes through you. And you, as it goes through, you can see like small old scars on your body beginning to disappear as that wave of regeneration begins to go through until finally it reaches your fingertips. Then,
yeah, as I could feel it go through and like warming my arm as it goes down. As it reaches the palm of my hand, I'm going to put my palm onto Mercy's forehead.
Ooh.
And just let it flow right into her.
What? Oh, I want to yes and the shit out of this. I want
a fortitude save from Vin.
Fortitude save. Cool. No good for me, but okay. Let's go. Oops. 12.
When you touch, first off, Mercy, you begin to receive it. Can you please describe, Mercy, how that feels upon your reception of life?
Yeah, I think it, against my will, prompts join pasts because he's touching my forehead.
Yes!
So I think it looks like as the glow happens, you get like a flash into Mercy's eyes and looking up at Vin. And for Vin, if I can still do this before your fortitude save goes in, I would love to know, bring him into mental, hold on. I would love to know, just for flavor, a memory that I see that I catch from you.
Can I DM that to you?
Yeah.
Because I have something in mind.
Yeah. So for me, it looks like very butterfly effect where it's like split and it's like like reverberating in like this like blues and like crystal colors stuff, and like memories are coming back, and I can't really tell like who these people are in these memories, but I feel like I know one person in it, which will be Vin, but everybody else sees like a glowing start to come from his fingertips and like spread across like my forehead, like almost as if it's surrounding my brain and restructuring it.
I think it's working.
And then whatever his fortitude save does.
Mercy, a portion of your body stands still and stops devolving. In fact, you took 5 hit points. How much of that do you want healed through this?
As much as possible. I'm at 2 hit points, so whatever I can get out of it.
Then all 5, I would assume.
Yeah.
As he touches, you can see you are literally taking the life from him.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Damn, okay.
Thanks, buddy.
Then take 5.
I honestly think that Mercy's character doesn't understand what what consent when it comes to like the giving and receiving of life and thoughts and memories are. It just happens. So it's almost as if it's just a thing that he is giving to me, and I'm just taking it as somebody who is of the void. It's just I'm latching on to whatever life is there.
Yeah, and Delia, you know what the card had given Vin and the power within that. You also understand that the Fate deck can play tricks. It says regeneration, doesn't say at what cost. Now you're also beginning to learn the power of this damn thing.
I suggest we get a move on as quickly as we can. Here, help me get Belle into the cart.
This is gonna help, Delia.
It takes a hot second for Belle to let go of Mercy. But then eventually gets in.
What does Belle look like?
Vin will help. Sorry, I just want to say I imagine Vin will help Mercy into the cart as well.
What is Belle looking like right now?
A very gray. A little bit like, it's not like a huge difference in what she looked like just a couple of hours ago, just more like there's nothing progressing in her appearance. It's just kind of stopped healing.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Vin, what did that damage look like, and how did you react to it?
I feel like as Mercy pulled that from him, he kind of would have understood and let it happen.
Perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think as they're, the boys are helping get everything into the cart, get the girls into the cart, she would have gone up to Vin and put a hand on his shoulder, and just kind of, I know you know how risky it all is. I know you know the cost of things like this. And I trust you to make your own decisions, but please do be careful.
I haven't made it this far by not being careful.
Sometimes things can take a lot more from you than you can see right away.
I know.
And she just nods and keeps putting everything in the cart. And let's see. Well, the cart has to be driven by somebody, and we have a direction. And now I'm trying to see if would I just have the inherent knowledge of like leading the horses, or is this going to require some sort of rule?
No, fuck the rules. Fuck the character sheets. What do you feel that your character would be able to do?
I think she would have definitely like taken a liking to the animals, especially due to like her own personal nature, and so like I think the horses that were left with her on purpose, because those were the ones that she would like know, brush and take care of. And so I think she would know how to lead the horses. Like she would be able to drive this cart 100%.
Then there you go. It's that simple.
Okay.
I'm going to say that at Delia's insistence that Vin knows the consequences, that Elias is making very loaded eye contacts with Vin. They're not going to have a conversation in this moment, but the idea that like we just went through all of this to get your eyesight back and you're already like rolling the dice, I think would be distressing to him. So he's just like,
what the fuck are you doing? Like, yeah, okay.
But yeah, I think if anybody, as we are in the cart, would there be anybody else in front with me, or would you guys both be back there with the girls?
I would very happily ride in front with you.
Yeah,
I'll stay back.
I don't mind riding
them.
Alone, but I just kind of wanted to get a picture of where everybody's at, and then I think with that, like we would start, kind of making our way to the east.
Downtown.
I heard that. I heard it.
It's the ADHD. You just can't not.
Everyone's on the wagon and starts heading east, I assume, at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Camp out, etc. About Belle.
Yes.
There was a little bit of a disconcerting feel that you felt right before the last bell rang. It was your skin begin to pucker, your version of goosebumps. You begin to get that again.
And what she does is just takes whatever clothing she had grabbed and covers her hands with it and goes back to her notebook sitting in a corner.
Can you tell me what your thoughts are behind that very action? That's going to impact your future.
Let me make myself a personal roll real quick. Fantastic. So with the draining from one life given to another, I think she was able to sense that and the potential pain that was coming from Vin, and doesn't want anyone to go through pain to help her.
How do you feel? What is your relationship to the void at this point, even though you felt a connection to it that was damaging to you?
It's kind of very neutral at the moment. It's a curiosity, but not one that is shut off to her, but one that she's still open to learning about.
You go back to writing. It happens again. The bells begin to ring. They start shaking in your head, and this time you also hear.
Oh. I was wondering if you were gonna come in. Feels like that at all.
Do we all hear that?
No.
Yeah, who all hears that? Is it just me?
The two void. Yeah, since you were both affected, it's still within you.
So she's sitting in the back corner.
And Delia would also pick it up.
With her knees close to her chest, starting to cover herself up, trying to write something. And she just kind of gets scared, and she jumps and looks around like she's been scared by a loud noise, and makes contact with the others who would have heard it.
Let me describe this. Delia, you end up picking it up as it is in your heart. You feel it, but you don't hear it. And when your brain begins to interpret it, you can almost pick it out like screamed from somewhere, but it's still not there. Vin, you're up front, you're driving, you can feel it rise up and shoot straight up from the ground and through your entire body, like shaking down, giving you pins and needles all throughout your muscles. Elias, you can feel it in your head as it begins to form as an incredibly intrusive and repeating thought, one that it just continues to grow until it finally takes over everything else. Heart, body, and mind completely affected by it. Mercy and Belle, you hear it as clear as day, but you also understand it is not of this world, and whatever that was came from a place of anguish.
How do we get to the other side?
Also, what the fuck was that?
I'm writhing in pain.
For pain.
Oh shit, Mercy.
I need to help whatever's happening. Delia, how do I get to
Delia stopped the wagon, and she's just doing that thing where she stays super still, and you can see like her ears kind of twitch, and she's trying to detect magic and use her sense to like feel anything. I think it's within 30 feet.
Sure. So those scintillating colors of the world, as usual, begin to like appear in your periphery, and then you begin to filter out those things that are not what you're seeking. And as you do, there is no presence of magic in this area, but instead what you do feel, unrelated to the detecting of magic, is wherever you are going, there feels like a cord that is being stretched way too thin. The longer you stand, the greater the tension.
Delia.
We have to go.
Can I cast message?
Mercy is in pain. What do I do? There's someone screaming here and there.
Here. She gets off, goes around to where you guys are at in the back of the wagon, and she grabs some herbs and things. And what she did when Mercy went down, she will do the root to life on both of them.
We are adults here, okay?
The little of crying, and now I'm out of it.
Sorry. That's what it's called. That's what she did. I don't know. So she goes and she grabs some herbs, some fresh flowers, because when they were still at camp before they left, she always likes to pick like fresh, like flowers and whatever's growing, she will take some of that with her. And so some of the flowers and living things, and she ties them up with some string, and she puts it in the hand of both of you, Belle and Mercy, and say, just hold that to your chest. Basically just keep that near your heart. It will keep you from leaving us, at least for a little while longer. We have to go. We have to make it. There's something. I felt it. But here, you will be okay. And she goes ahead and hands that to both of them. So it's just like a little bit of flowers and things wrapped with string. And that is going to be root to life so that they can go unconscious at 0 HP, but they cannot die.
Two things. The first one is, Steve, if you happen to know this information or what the flowers and plants look like, would you let me know at some point?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
For reasons. And the other one is
You
when
know
you
what?
hand...
You know what? I'm going to let you establish that. So as you come across something, feel free to jot down your own notes, and this way you have an innate recollection of it.
Perfect. I can do that then. So once the stuff is handed over, Belle is going to go sit behind Mercy and have Mercy lean against, like, her back against her chest, and she's going to hold the flowers close to her chest, connecting to, Mercy's back, pressing against her, and then she's going to take both of her hands over Mercy's heart as she lays back.
Yeah, so Delia would have just handed that to you guys and kind of ran around to the front and just told Vin, we have to go. Let's go now. So he can,
Yeah.
I'd like to cast message while that's happening really quick. So like everything goes like underwater, like it sounds like how people talk above water when you're underwater, and I'm gonna cast it at a 3rd level, so the range increases to 500 feet.
You're only first level.
It says I can heighten to 3rd level.
Heighten is when you have already reached a level, and then the spell heightens to that level.
Okay.
Yes, sorry.
I didn't realize that when I looked at it. I thought it adds that automatically, and I was like, oh, cool.
It will if it's a cantrip. Cantrips automatically heighten to whatever level that. Yeah.
It is a cantrip.
And you're still only first level, therefore it's still heightened for its only first level.
Okay. Well,
when you're 3rd level, it will then be 3rd level.
Okay.
Oh, also,
Cool. So
I think to keep
feet.
it from, to keep because it's like persistent damage, right? So to keep that away from them for a little bit, I think I have to make a roll. And I think depending on the effect, it's either a DC 10 or 15. But I have to roll to see if I am successfully able to keep them from deteriorating further until we get there.
And okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think it's like an automatic thing that just happens. Oh my god!
What'd you roll?
It looks
I rolled a 3!
So, it's...
I tried.
So it's a thing. Delia, you want to describe what you chose to roll? Go ahead. You get to describe it.
So I feel like, because it's like if it can keep away like a persistent damage over a duration, right? So I feel like while it does seem to work at the beginning, like you guys can see, like instead of you guys like slowly decaying, like the flowers start to wilt, and there's a point where the flowers are wilted and there's no more life in them, and so then you guys start decaying again, but it kind of gives you a little bit of time. Does that make sense?
I fucking love that. I think that's absolutely amazing. Yeah, let's
so
keep with it.
I give you a little bit of time, but we have to go.
Meanwhile, the wagon under Vin's control is going. The flowers are just now beginning to wilt. The wagon hits a bump. Everyone goes for like it flies up in the air, comes back down and slam belongings like ringing around. However, these wagons are built for this kind of travel. Drossi very often have to get the fuck out of a princess principality very quick. Therefore, nothing is lost. Everything is just fine. In fact, those of you who are not thrust, you begin to realize that the wagon itself is actually meant for this. There's a certain flexibility that kind of goes with it. Then you are also picking up that this wagon, being extremely well crafted, is so much easier to control. The reins themselves have just the right amount of slap on the back of the horses in order to get them going. The horses themselves are also incredibly trained to be able to simply go. They are rein trained. That is to say, you can hold the reins like this and simply jerk, and they will begin to move. It is incredibly intuitive. By the time that you get to wherever you're going, and you know that you've arrived, about 40 minutes has passed of a hard travel. Then you begin to feel like the road is slowly coming to an end. Your very first clue is the canopy of trees up ahead gives way to a bluish-gray sky. There's no trees over there, therefore an opening. Damn it. Hold on. There we go. I love getting caught like this. So, fuck. Stupid goddamn thing. Audi wagon says, woohoo, Fredo. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's an Audi wagon. So, by the time that
It's
you
an off-road 4x4.
all four
It's
wheels
pride,
are engaged.
y'all. I will not be talking about
pride.
horsepower.
Oh, so it's a Subaru. Okay.
Any number by any number, okay?
Thank you so much for the follow, Flag Obama. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
The road begins to open up and the air around it begins to get a little bit heavier. The humidity still raises off in the distance, the perpetual thunder still peeling through the clouds. This time it's a little bit darker. And when you come in over a certain point, it's like you can feel... No, I'll describe it like this. A small rabbit just on the side of the road, about to turn away and run, hops up on a rock, only to see this charging wagon go down the path. It begins to cross through two pillars on the road that may have been noticed or maybe not. Old, weather-worn, and absolutely reclaimed by nature. As the wagon goes through, first it's the horses that begin to twitch uncomfortably. Then it is Vin and Delia realizing that you two have just passed through something. Then those in the back, whoever happens to be in the front, begins to get that, it's almost like the cold wind, but there is no wind, that then courses through your body and gets you straight through the bones. Belle, you recognize this as the call of the soil. Mercy, you recognize this as the call of death. Elias, you recognize this as a land corrupted. When you finally arrive, what stands before you is in shambles. It's an abbey of sorts, an old monastery, completely broken apart. You can see, and there is another set of pillars just on the side. Anybody in the front, Delia and Vin, the two of you, give me perception checks, particularly for the seek action. In case you have any bonuses for that.
$17.
Yeah.
You said particularly for the what?
Seek action. Seek falls under perception in case you have any bonuses specifically for that action.
Oh, okay, I see.
Delia? You're muted.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out because I think I accidentally rolled initiative instead.
Oh, yeah,
And
no.
I can't find my perception.
On the left-hand side, just above your saving throws.
Yeah, it says initiative for me. Right up above the saving throws.
Look above initiative, then you'll see perception. What the hell is happening with my face cam?
Okay.
You see
I think
above.
I found it. Oh my gosh.
Shut
Okay.
her eyes shut.
I'm cursed.
No. It's just a perception. So a one out of
I'm
perception.
cursed.
Yeah, no. A one out of perception simply means that you just didn't see it. That's all. There's nothing else to it. We do have a hail hydrate, by the way. If anybody here has any kind of liquid, I'm out.
Oh, I got you. Hold on.
Oh, you're fucking amazing. Vin. Nat, you kind of want to bring these things to a standstill, the wagon, before you pass through these pillars. You are amazing.
Fucking know it.
Thank you, Pepper.
I thought you were talking to Vin at first.
I am talking to Vin. Vin, you are amazing.
You are also amazing, Vin.
Vin, you can see like these two pillars that like stand about 75 feet away from the building structure, from the buildings proper. You can see like an engraving on them. You notice it seems to be a 3-petaled flower, like 3 long leaves coming off of a single stem. And you can see it on either. It is ornate, it is decorated. But then your eyes kind of go down to the side of the road, and you can see that there is a large flagstone that used to be perhaps a sign of some kind, completely overgrown by nature, and very recently wiped clean. And you can see that there is a name on it. Caleba Abbey? Caleba Abbey? No, Caleba Abbey. Thank you, honey bunny.
Would I have heard of this place before?
I'm going to give you a shot. Give me a society or any role that you think is going to work for you. Well, how far away do you live from this? You figured that you guys just traveled about 6 miles.
How far away do I live from this?
Yeah.
I've been traveling all over Mütvia.
All right, yeah, then we'll leave this one up to chance then. Yeah, give me like a society check. Something like that might work.
Let's do that. 11.
Abbeys don't exist in Mütvia. There's no such thing as organized religion unless a prince somehow, some way has decreed it. But the state of the building is something that you may know about. Mutvia's past is riddled with all sorts of changes over the course of time. You don't know if this was once a principality. Of course it was at some point, but you don't know when the last time was. There's no indications of any heraldry. But you can tell by the condition of the runes, and most of these walls are just completely flattened. But there are enough there to be able to obscure sight if you were standing next to them. Some of them like 7 to 10 feet. But you can also imagine that some of these walls used to be 20 or 30 feet. An abbey.
Steve, I'm wondering if I can try to,
of course
once
you
I
can.
get out and see it, and see if I am reminded if I've heard
you know
about
what? I'm
this in
going to
my
turn this over to
printed-
you guys. Yeah, take it from here.
Well, I'll just have Elias hop out and make eye contact with the Abbey just to make the society roll. Okay.
What'd you get?
I gotta go over to the chat little thing.
You can also
20, dirty 20.
You can also thank you for that. You can also right click on the little chat thing and pop that out so you can see multiple things.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It's so great.
So first off, the map for you should have changed.
Mm-hmm.
You see the runes standing in front of you. But Elias, what was the first thing you wanted to do?
Elias is racking his memory to frame this. I think that if there are no abbeys in Mütvia, maybe this is something that is more of a familiarity in his home country. So that novelty alone would cause him to rack his mind to figure out if he's ever heard of anything or if he would carry any knowledge of what this place might be, even if he doesn't have the entire picture.
You haven't really had any true opportunity to learn specifics about abbeys, but we can say during the month and a half or so that you had your own domain that you had heard tale of like old religions, old buildings in this place. Did you also notice the flower shape on the pillars?
I was going to ask about that as well. Yeah.
Anybody can, just
I imagine upon like giving it the verbal or the like looking it over once, he would pick up on that.
Yeah, anybody that saw them or felt that they saw them, you can make a recall knowledge religion. And unless you, as the player, know. If you, as the player, know, then your character automatically knows. For those of you playing at home, you can also go to evandale.com/gods, and then you can find out. What'd you guys get?
7.
They are fucking scratches caused by a bear in stone. And a 13. Yeah. Unfortunately, Delia doesn't know either.
I'm trying to reopen up my.
Who else?
There we go.
Anybody else roll?
Mercy knows fuck all.
Oh, Mercy doesn't know? Okay.
This was a religion roll, you said?
Religion, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's an 8. No.
Oof.
That's a no.
Okay, what
as
are we
well.
rolling? I feel like I need to roll now. I
Religion?
feel left out. Okay. I have a +4 and I'm trained in religion. Let's try it. That 20.
Whoa!
Damn, okay.
You know it with good reason.
Okay.
The creature that your body grew up in fled from this very place.
Oh, shut the fuck up. That's so good.
So Mercy sees like phantom footprints lead to like her own and then out to like the woods. And that's how, so like she follows it
Bella's
down.
still
as
holding
everyone's,
on to
looking
you.
around. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So I put my, so I'm like up against you. So I put my hands on your legs, like beside me, and I squeeze your knees, and you could feel like my nails digging into your skin.
And she'll let go.
I know this place. And I'm gonna start to like wander out of the wagon.
Oh, Belle goes with you.
Do you know what that symbol is, Aaron? It's three long petals coming off of a central stem. Well, you rolled a 24, I can just tell you.
Yeah, but it would be so cool if I knew from
Cythlia.
my shit. Oh! Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Okay. So
There are so many revelations baked into that reaction.
I know. I
love that the rest of us are still like have no idea what's going on. IRL.
I want you to know that I was going to say Cythlia, but I couldn't remember if I remembered it was the right rune or not.
I believe you because you've read the wiki. So I'm gonna say that like as she gets closer to the steps and she's following the phantom footprints, she starts to hear like this whispering, like multi-layered whispering in her head. And I think because she's a psychic and like connected to nightmares, and Cythlia is the deity of nightmares, that is like her. Cythlia is the deity of nightmares.
Cythlia is the deity of the dead.
Oh, Cythlia is the deity of life. Never mind. I'm thinking Tirla. My bad. Retcon all that. I'm just following the footsteps.
So you recognize that Cythlia is a deity of life, everlasting life. Death never existed while Cythlia walked these worlds. And when death was introduced, Cythlia, though the creator of this whole fucking place, said, I can't live here. I'm a deity of eternal life. This would be an abbey that worshipped Cythlia, and there, with that 24, you're also going to come to the realization that no one actively worships Cythlia. This would have to be an old cult. Make up your own mind as to how your character would come across that knowledge.
Okay. I kind of like step up to about here, and I start to like. I lean down and I touch the ground, and it starts to like pulse with like this radiating energy out of my fingertips. And you can see like my shoulders start to like go up and down as if I'm starting to cry. And I stand up and I turn back to you all and I say, this is... I have been here before. Not me. My vessel. People worshipped life here. Everlasting life. Cythlia? Cythlia.
Steve, I'm wondering if Elias has any specific reaction to this, given that his oracle mystery is so centered around life. If there's anything any tangible effect that would have on his experience here. If not, fine, but I figured I would ping.
I would say, since your interest is very much centered around that. You would, in the very least, have heard about this creator deity who was responsible for the entire universe, creating beings to assist in the creation of this entire universe. But you also understand that Scythia, when a particular event occurred, was lost to everyone and is rumored to be somewhere else, but does not have any contact with anybody.
And after Mercy says the name out loud, then I feel like Dahlia and Vin would kind of have like, oh, like a kind of epiphany moment where it's like, that's what this is. But it's so old and so nobody really talks about it anymore that we didn't recognize the symbol of it, right?
Yes.
But I think upon hearing the name, it's like, oh,
I think that's
okay.
fair. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's fair.
Nobody's worshipped Scythia since the first murder.
But life, that we might be able to find a way to save the both of you. There has to be something here. If it called, I believe we are in the right place. Let's go forth, but carefully, together. Don't run off. We don't know if, what has taken this as their new home.
Yes, let's go.
Belle takes the flowers that were they used its life force for. She takes some of it, puts it in her coat, but then she will take one of the flowers, dried flowers from it. She'll kneel down on the ground, dig a really small hole, put it inside, and then bury it into the ground. How would you pronounce thank you in Mütvia? Or like give thanks?
I have to go to evadale.com/languages to find that shit out. 1 second.
Whoa!
I know.
Plugs tonight on fire.
I wonder though, Steve, did she put an ortel flower in the ground?
No.
Oh,
I can. Unfortunately, I can guarantee that.
dang.
So this is the funny part. Mutvians don't have any words for thank you.
That actually tracks. I find that so thoroughly unsurprising.
Yeah, when you say Jana Soit Iutanu?
Oh shit! Yeah, you absolutely fucking can.
That means protect my soul.
There you go. Yeah, Belle, you can absolutely use that page however you want.
Okay, pronounce that again.
Jana
Soit
Soit
Yeah.
Io Tanu.
Cat. And that's what she will say as she buries it back in the ground, but keeps the rest of the flowers with her.
Okay. Yeah, there's unfortunately no particular effect here, but as your hands touch the soil just a little bit, I'm assuming naked flesh unless it's gloved.
Mm-hmm. No gloves, yeah.
Yeah, you can. That there's no pain involved, but you recognize that this is the place of that calling you felt within you. It's almost as if, of course, you have complete control over your body, but it's almost like you could probably dig your hand directly in and go back home.
Ew.
Gross, dude.
What does Dahlia think of that? Do you see that? Like, do you see like her giving thanks in like Mutvian?
Yeah, I don't think, like, she definitely clocks it, but I don't think she would say anything.
She's not trying to hide it or anything
about
either.
it.
Not that she would know if she needed to or not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, she's a very strong, like, believer in the, like, if you feel the compulsion to do something, you know what I mean? Just, like, go with whatever your heart tells you type of thing, because that's kind of most of the nature of her magic, right? Or not her magic, but, you know, how she operates. So she would just let her do it. kind of like, well, if anything bad comes from this, like we are all together, we can deal with the consequences. Right. But yeah, I think she would start kind of like trying to usher everybody. Oh no, did the DM just roll? That's so scary.
Questions.
I was like, somebody's dice are glitching out. You might want to refresh.
No,
I was like, oh
no
no,
one's
we can't
dice.
see the numbers.
Hey, Vin.
Hey, Steve.
There's an echo of what sounds like empty coconuts on the pavement.
Very specific.
Very specific, but it is a...
We're going to find the Holy Grail.
And as you hear that, I think it starts to get closer and closer. And charging out from behind some of the pillars, you just see this large... oh, damn it, it's not letting me move the token where I want to.
Well, because we're now in initiative now.
Perfect. I was trying to move him into sight, but anyway.
Where do you want
him? More so between passing past this broken wall. And
there you go.
Towards everyone. You see this large.
That's very large.
At first, you would think it was a horse, but it has the torso of a man.
Smash.
And
I'm not surprised anymore.
amazing.
This is normal.
As it charges forward, you see this very broad human torso atop this horse body, just fists at the ready, and similar to the scream that you heard earlier, I'm not going to break anyone's eardrums again, but this time much more like a battle cry. This individual is just charging forward straight at the party.
In addition to that, with the clenched fist, you can see extending out beyond that, beyond the closed hands, you can see that there are very well-established claws. The hoofs themselves also seem a little bit on the pointed side, as if portions of them have been like excised out. You can also see that the face, though very reminiscent of a human male, comes all the way back to the ears, the mouth, and every now and then the mouth opens and you can see extended an entire row of shark teeth. Everyone roll for initiative.
Shit.
And here we go. Alrighty. So, the order that we currently have is Aetherius, and then Emma, on. Sorry, your character names are. Some of you have your player names in here. Belle, Vin, Delia, and Mercy. Aetherius, you got first glimpse of this from where you were. What are you doing?
First, how... I'm trying to think, both as an immigrant and as just like a denizen of the larger like Avondale world, like how framed would I be for what I am seeing? Like, have I seen a Centaur, read about them?
That's a really
How
good question.
notable is
No one has seen centaurs in this section of the land at all. They are a creature of fucking myth.
Okay.
Oh shit.
So I imagine there's some level of like disbelief. Really quickly, so Steve, would I have healed between our last combat and now because I went to sleep for the
We
night?
had a full rest.
Yeah, everyone had a full rest applied to their character sheet. So if you're not yet
we
healed,
did?
yeah, I applied it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Everyone's healed me. So
Oh no. Well, yeah, that's kind of self-inflicted.
Here, just to
man.
make sure, I'm going to take care of it. Okay, I just did it again to all of your characters.
I did roll initiative. My bad.
Perfect. I think Elias kind of shocked by what he is seeing and seeing a creature of myth. There's a part of his mind that is like, of course, this would happen in Mütvia. This does track with his larger kind of experience since reaching these shores. But I think his next instinct would be one of self-preservation. And so I think he is going to, where he's at, he's on the side of the stairs here. I'm going to have him rub his hands together a little bit before he digs his claws, his metaphorical claws. He doesn't have like actual claws. He's going to dig both of his hands down into the Mutvian soil.
You're
He's
literally
digging for a
standing
little
on
bit.
stone. You're talking like outside
I
where
said
you
I leaned over the stairs
I
to
apologize.
reach.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah. You good.
No worries. He's going to lean over the stairs and he's going to reach down. He's like digging until he feels the familiar kind of give of that fat layer that is under the soil. And he's going to close his eyes to concentrate for a moment. And he gets an inundation of, again, like information and emotional overload. All of these different experiences. He feels like an overall sense of horror, more so than the last time that he attempted this. When he opens his eyes briefly, they appear to be glowing a little bit, and he is going to take his hands out of the dirt. They are now covered in the nasty fat layer, greasy and dirty from all the Mutvian dirt, and he's going to snap. He's going to snap, and he is going to summon the undead to come fight for him.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god. I cannot.
An undead in an abbey with the sacrilege.
It's pride.
On your
I was going to say. Yes.
Furious. We gotta stop meeting up like this.
I know, we do.
on your sheet, click the cast button.
You're
Who's
frozen,
after?
baby.
I'm only raising a gay skeleton too. I want to make that very specific. I'm only finding a Mutvian gay, to raise up and to bring up.
Who's
Brilliant.
after Aetherius?
You. No, Emma. And then you.
On your sheet, Elias, click cast for summon undead.
Okay. I think I did.
I
Yeah,
see,
maybe I
I see
did
that you.
Well, for me.
I'm seeing it in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
too.
the description can come up. It didn't. That's really fucking weird. It didn't
Let me
actually
try it
come up
again,
on.
maybe?
No. You're all good. That is bizarre. Yeah, that didn't. Okay, that did not behave the way it should have. Either way, it is cast. You are good. 1 second. That's going to take just a little bit of time, and you already there's a. You can see a hand already starting to come out of the ground. I'll bring something up there in a moment.
Sounds good.
And Emma, you're up.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so it's just one action to move, correct?
Yeah. Up to your
Okay,
speed.
perfect.
You can take all 3 actions to use all 3 moves or move 3 times if you want.
Okay. I'm trying to see how far. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay. We're just gonna forget about that. I don't know how to get rid of that. Oopsie. So I believe it's 5, 10, 15, 20 that he can move. He has a 20-foot movement speed, so I think what he's going to go ahead and do is I think he needs 2 actions to get up close and personal with everybody, I believe.
Okay. There you go.
And closest person is Vin, so he's just running straight for Vin.
Lovely.
Fuck.
And you see that row of shark teeth sort of open up in a really excited smile as this guttural laugh kind of comes out like and he just opens his jaws and is going to attempt to bite into you.
Should be an easy bite.
Nom nom, David.
All right.
Remember
Do you
to.
think it
Not if I
tastes
roll a
good?
3. It's not.
So, Emma, remember to double right click on your target to target them, and then it'll do the math
right.
for you.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, and Vin, what's your AC?
My AC is a 14, so I'm good.
So yeah, no, that's also a critical fail. So, hold on for a second. So,
An entrance.
yeah, M, we're gonna draw a critical fumble, and here we go. So yours was a unarmed attack, right?
Yes, it was a bite attack.
Would you manage to describe, please, how you managed to sprain your neck to the point where you become clumsy too?
Oof. So I think Vin would have noticed that as he was charging forward, it's almost like if you've ever seen a foal run, the legs are really unsteady, and as he was gaining speed, it was almost like he couldn't figure out how to stop. And as he leaned down for that bite, he just extended too far, and the torso sort of leaned forward a bit too much. And as he realized he wasn't going to hit the target the way he thought, he pulled back and sort of overextended his neck, sort of giving him this weird contortion that you would probably hear like a pop or two as a muscle sort of falls out of place. And
Triggered.
and there's just this guttural snarling as it feels that pain and straightens back up. Am I
Aaron,
rolling
I'll
that
clip this tomorrow for
extra
you.
thing?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Sorry.
Emma?
Oh, I was gonna say, am I rolling that extra thing at the end of my turn?
You could do it at the beginning of your turn.
Oh,
So
okay, I
go
should have
ahead
done
and
that
do
first
it now. Yeah, go ahead and do it now.
then. Okay.
Secrets.
Oh yeah, secrets. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. That's a critical fail.
Oof, okay. Hang on 1 second. Let me pull that.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
So while you're looking that up, we can move on over to on at that point because you know what's going to happen. And, But feel free to describe however you want.
Yeah, so I don't think you would hear it again so much as feel it, and as beyond the veil that scream echoes out again, but you just feel the pain and anguish wash over you once again as you don't necessarily hear it, but feel it emanating from the area.
And there is no link between what that creature did and the scream that you can tell, like no physical correlation.
Can we tell a spiritual, or at least can Belle tell a spiritual connection between knowing if this is the creature that is in pain?
How would you go
Or
about
not.
doing that?
I would like to use Read Aura.
Let's try it.
So I just clicked cast. I hope that actually.
No, yeah, no, you're totally good. So it's going to take you 1 minute to cast.
Yeah.
So that'll be 10 rounds.
Cool. It's cantrip.
You don't have to.
I was gonna say, yeah, because I think since it's that long, I think instead of cast aura, it's just gonna be a kind of, how strong is the void where we're at? Is this something that Belle could tap into?
Okay, I need to change the game system. I am not even joking, because the way that you are all role playing is beyond the ability of Pathfinder 2nd Ed, and you are totally tapping into Evandale lore. So
Thanks,
I'm
Al.
going to use, no, this is fucking fantastic. On,
Yes.
Okay, here's what we'll do.
Okay.
From this point forward, Okay. All right. I'm making this up as I go along. So let's see what happens here. Fuck it. We're going to create a brand new skill, which is going to be on everyone's character sheet in time. Initially, you're going to roll a will save whenever you want to tap into a raw element. However, you are also going to roll that will save against a DC 20, and it is going to be at a misfortune, meaning keep lowest. This is going to be until you have become trained in a particular skill. The skill is going to be the name of the element that you are trying to tap into and use. It's going to go through its various iterations. You can go all the way up to legendary as your character also increases. Initially, everyone is going to start off as untrained. You will have to go through very, very, very difficult things to be able to manipulate the element, which will be reflected by the training in that particular skill. Until that point, you can at least attempt with a will save. If you succeed, if you critically succeed, there's a chance you can actually, on that will save, even with misfortune. So meaning that you would need like a, I don't know, what's the DC that I said?
20.
DC 20. So if you happen to eventually get a 30 or above, that would be a crit save. That'd be a critical success. Then I'm going to say that you can tap into, at the risk of your own bodily health, you can tap into and potentially manipulate on a very minute level that element to be able to affect the reality around you. This is what the world of Evandel is supposed to be able to do, but there's currently no way to do it in Pathfinder 2nd Ed. So congrats, guys. This is going to be the first campaign where we are implementing a brand new magic system.
We did it! Yay!
Yay, we broke it! Happy Pride!
Happy Pride!
So I'll tell you what then. Yeah, Happy Pride! So
That is a
so on.
we'll say that misfortune, which is technically a disadvantage.
Yeah, exactly. Misfortune is the Pathfinder speak for disadvantage. Let's see what you get.
Apparently, I closed my little quick bar. Where did it go? Hold on. My bad.
Just double click on it.
gonna pull
Oh,
up my
your HUD?
character sheet. Yeah, I think I accidentally closed it, but I found it.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I'm an expert with will save.
Let's see if you can do it.
That's 1. 14. And roll.
So you got a 14.
Yep.
Which is not a crit fail, it's just a fail. Therefore, life continues as normal with no effect on you being able to touch the void.
Okay.
Outside of the recognition of, I can put my hand in here, completely go back into it and sleep for another 200 years, other than that.
Honestly, though,
I mean, it's something.
That's such a mood.
right?
Yeah.
I'm like, Furious wants that more than Elias does.
Okay, so nothing happened.
That is correct, yeah.
Okay. Other than she now knows that it's a possibility to try.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's-
you recognize that, yes, yeah.
And within Pathfinder, we get 2 actions, correct?
You get a total of 3, actually.
Nice.
So that was only 1.
Okay. What's the order I want to do this? She is going to, almost as if she was mirroring what Elias was doing, she's going to take her hands and dig them in the ground. And what she's going to do is basically, really delicately, yet with force, cast Tangle Vine to hold this creature where it's at. But not with the intention of hurting it, just keeping it there.
Okay. Is there a particular what
There is. It just needs to. It doesn't say what the DC actually is.
No, it's
says-
you're using Tanglevine, right?
Yes.
It's against somebody's AC. It would be the equivalent of an
there it
attack.
is.
Yeah.
There's the AC. So they need to roll.
So you can, yep, right-click on them if you haven't already, and then you can click attack once you expand out the spell on your sheet, or you click cast and it appears in the chat window.
Cast. Okay. Well, I'm not sure where the character. Oh, it's the really hot braided guy.
Yes. That's
Right.
red, yeah.
We
yeah.
haven't talked about that because it hasn't come up organically, but I'm glad someone said it. I'm glad that it's been broached.
Yeah. I figured it was better to describe him more threatening in the moment. Yes.
I think as soon as she said horse, Aaron was like, yes.
Yep.
What is
Say less.
what is Horseboy's AC?
Did you double right-click on them to target them?
Oh no, I didn't. Let me try that again.
It's okay. No. You don't have to. Their
Okay.
AC is a 13.
Okay, so that was an 18. So you do get entangled. You're immobilized, but you can attempt to escape it on your turn. For the last... This is going to be interesting. For the last bit... Okay. Oh, let's see. Words. Okay. I'm so sorry. I want to use. I want to cast shield, but I want to have it.
You wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
You wouldn't be able to. Tanglevine costs 2 actions, and you already had
Oh, it
one
did
of
cost
them.
you? Perfect.
Yep.
Never mind. I will wait till my next turn, so she'll start preparing to cast shield.
There you go. Vin, you're up, and Yuri, Delia, you're on deck.
I would like to. How do I do the disengage, getting out of their range?
Oh, you can just say that you do a disengage. Yeah, there's nothing.
I am disengaging and stepping back with the group.
Okay.
And I think at this point right now, Vin would not attack. So.
Okay.
I'm just stepping back.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the end of your turn.
Mm-hmm. Why can't? Where's my end turn button? It's normally right here.
In
I
the
didn't click anything for
in
mine.
I was in the wrong window. There
you
we
got
go.
it, Delia.
Things. That's what's going on in her brain right now. It's just scream. nonstop.
That's fair.
One note.
That
I'm
tracks.
conflicted too. Aetherius, the player, loves Emma and is like, but I can't meta. I can't above table. I'm trying to think as Elias. This is so hard.
Yeah, so I wish you would do, because like you said, this is something that it's I've only ever heard stories of this thing. This was never in my realm of possibility of ever actually encountering one, because they're not a thing that is supposed to be here right now, right? And so with that kind of what the fuck, she would try. I want to see if there's something I can roll, I don't know, the equivalent of insight or something, to see what its deal is, what it wants. Is it charging at us because it's oh no, we stepped into the place that it took as its home? Is it charging at us just out of a blind rage? Trying to kind of gauge that through its physical expression and stuff.
Sure. So what you're looking at is insight, which is just roll perception.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that.
Oh, it's not insight. What the fuck am I talking about? Insight is something else. Hold on. Either way, it is perception.
All right, rolling. That was trash.
Yeah. Well, so what'd you roll?
Yeah, that was trash. I rolled a 2 for a 7.
Okay,
So
so
7.
yeah, unfortunately, that's not. Well, hold on now. Hold on. This is. Let's do this right. So, if. Hold on.
What are you eating, Chris?
We're gonna do something here. Hold on. Tennis shoes.
Oh, that's fucking Steve's favorite.
What?
Cashews are your favorite.
Cashews are my fucking. I thought you said tennis shoes.
He's eating.
You thought I
tennis
was
shoes, yes.
eating tennis shoes?
No, I didn't hear
I
the
literally
eating
was
part.
gonna bring candied cashews upstairs with me, and now I'm really pissed I didn't.
No,
What is this cashew? Okay, interesting.
I'm
We're
done.
above our 30s, I guess.
I am too, but I haven't hit my cashew era at present. Maybe it's in the wings. It's coming up.
I really thought you said candy. Yeah, I see. Rah rah history time is like no. Rah rah history. Holy fuck! I'm all over the place.
Wow.
Rah rah history time.
That's your new name. Sorry, we don't make the rules.
I love that. It's your drag name now.
Rah, history time. Stonewall was a riot. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Get your
Delia,
free bricks on the way.
I'm finally someone over there finally picked my ass up and just brought me into like gay world because now I'm finally one amongst you.
Yay!
Yay. You're free now. No one can hurt you here, Steve.
Here's your flag.
Delia, when you are so confused by the foreign nature of this creature, you unfortunately are not able to determine exactly what the fuck it is or what its intention is.
Yuri, I do
So
have a
if
question.
I
Are you
can-
visibly confused? Is like Yuri, would we that have, because I feel like Delia not
Yes.
realizing that something should unsettle the rest of the party. The rest of us should take that as like a oh shit moment.
Yeah.
Vin-
you guys
Vin is
can
so excited.
definitely-
I'm like so happy to be seeing this thing.
It's like meeting the Mothman. You're like, I've heard so much
God.
about you. Oh my God. But yeah, no, she is definitely like visibly confused. So if you look at her and you're like, hey, do you know what? No, you don't. Fuck.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my action then. I will
It's
go
sense
ahead
motive.
and
I'm an idiot, by the way. It is sense motive. Go ahead.
Okay. I will go ahead and use my exploit vulnerability then. That is in, I believe, one action. So I have to roll, I think, but I click exploit vulnerability and nothing happens.
Okay, so yeah, you're going to gain the action if you. Oh, and you don't get a pop up.
I get a pop-up, but it just gives me the description. There's nothing on it for me to click, so it doesn't like...
Oh, I got you because it's a crit success. So the exploit vulnerability is, I believe it's you can attempt to exploit vulnerabilities in one of two ways, either by invoking the properties that repel the creature or by attempting a more improvisational ad hoc
so
method.
I go ahead and roll the esoteric lore check,
There you
and
go.
then based on my success or failure is whether it goes on to like my make shit up phase.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So I will go ahead and roll esoteric lore,
There you go.
and we cross our fingers and see what that is. Ah, that's a 12.
Oof. So that is going to go against. That is not. Well, you know what? Hold on. Let me give you the benefit of a doubt here. Let me just make sure. I believe you will. No, that unfortunately is going to be a failure. You've heard of these things. What the hell happened to my camera again? You've heard of these things, but there is no indication that your knowledge is matching up with what you see. You're not able to, so treat it as a failure.
Okay, so upon a failure is where I can attempt instead to exploit a more personal vulnerability. So I try to figure out like what, like an antithesis again, and then I only get a teeny bonus as opposed to what I would have gotten otherwise. Now I'm trying to think. What could it be? What could it be to a horse person?
Big old dick and balls right there. Just fucking.
So like I'm trying to think like weapon wise, what could it be? What could it be?
Oh god.
I'm kind of because it's
boy.
so large and Delia's like small, right? She's like probably my height. Like I'm 5 foot flat, so I imagine her being around my height. And so because she's so small, she wouldn't necessarily
want to get too close to it because she can, get caught under the hooves. So, but her bow didn't go too well last time, so she's having a really hard time figuring that out. But I think she will. God, I'm trying to see, is there anything else that I can possibly do to try to kind of figure this out, right? Because she doesn't want to just wait and see, because if it does charge at them again, it's like everybody else is there, and so she doesn't want anybody to get hurt, even if she doesn't know what's going on with this creature. So I think she would shoot at it, yeah.
Okay.
It's so hard to shoot at Emma, the person. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Don't
No,
think of him as me. Don't think of him as me.
Yeah, I think she would shoot at it because she doesn't want you guys to get hurt, and she's under this thing where it's like, well, they are the ones that I have to protect. They are, you know what I mean? And so even she doesn't want to kill it, but she does want to maim it to the way where it can't keep charging at us, because we could always heal it afterwards, right? Once everything's calmed down and we can figure things out. So that's her train of thinking. She just wants to stop it from hurting somebody. So, hurt it and then maybe tie it up or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get there. So she's gonna go ahead and do that. She's gonna shoot at it because
Hell yeah.
So its personal antithesis is probably that it has 4 legs to it. If you start removing the power behind...
I was gonna shoot its legs to keep it from charging. Yeah, so aiming for its legs.
Okay.
So hopefully, because horses, you do that thing where if one leg is bad, they usually just get rid of the horse entirely. So that's
horse is
she
lame.
knows that because she works with horses, and that's the only thing she can think of is the horse part of this person. Which is not gonna hit. I missed, but I tried.
Is that the end of your actions?
Yes.
All right, Aaron, you are up as Mercy, and then Elias at the top of the round 2.
Hell yeah, go right up to that fucker and and I am going to you know what? Fuck yeah. I'm gonna do
Twist his dick.
No, I'm gonna do forbidden thought.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna. Ooh, you know what? No, fuck no. I'm gonna do mind link. I wouldn't do forbidden thought. I don't have enough spell slots. Cannot cast mind link at first. What do I mean? Do I not? Okay, fine. I'll do forbidden thought. It's a cantrip. All right. Forbidden thought on horse boy. You
have mind link down below as a focus spell.
I just tried it and it said I can't cast it.
Cannot cast it. Mind link at first level. None of. I see what you mean. Hold on. That's weird.
Yeah, I'd rather cast mind link.
So you need to touch. So you're going to make an unarmed attack first, and it has to be against a willing creature. Do you allow this person to touch you willingly, Emma?
Is it a mental reaching out?
No, it's a physical, they're going to touch out. It has to be, the qualification is that the target must be willing.
Can I describe how I reach out, how I approach you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, Mercy is new, so she's not prone super duper to needless violence and the undead things we're attacking first kind of thing. So she's going to approach you kind of neutrally and channeling void energy. So it almost looks like instead of a gliding of if you were spirit, void would be it's almost like a glitch, I guess. So it I approach you like this, kind of, and I stand in front of you for, I'm going to use like 1 second, like 1 full second. And then I'm going to slowly reach up and point my finger up to where your forehead would be, but I'm not going to touch you. I'm going to see if you will touch me, and I'll cast my link when you do.
Okay. Steve, I sent you a DM real quick.
Got you.
And I think as you're approaching this creature, it's immobilized. It's just thrashing as you're approaching, almost like only half seeing you up until that point where you're right in front of it. And there's that moment of pause as it sort of considers what you're doing. And
And this is after Delia missed. Like, we've already taken shots at this.
I think because this is happening all at once, because these are 6-second turns, I think I am going forward as Dahlia is shooting.
I like to think that I missed because I veered off last second because I didn't want to accidentally hit Mercy.
Warning shot. Yes, love that.
And I jump back to get out of the way.
Exactly.
okay. So Steve, yes or no? That would be something that he would respond positively to, that he would feel like moving towards rather than be scared of.
I'll put it to you in real terms. So another human, because Emma is human, another human is coming up to you, an absolute stranger who you are inherently violent towards and probably want to eat, wants to reach out and touch you.
Okay.
So that they are of that same element doesn't not necessarily mean allies.
Okay. Then I think in that case, it would almost, as you reached out to it, try to bite your finger.
That's fair.
I don't think it would be willing.
Okay. Well, that is the end of my turn. Next time, it's Forbidden Dot, fucker.
Elias, top of round 2, and then Emma, you're on deck.
Okay. I am doing a quick thank.
And you are currently sustaining the spell for your skeleton.
Right. And so I should have 1 spell slot left, right?
No,
you have none.
You have. Well, hold on for a second. No, you absolutely should. Let me see why that is. I see that. Yeah, for some reason it's like you have none left. One second, bud. Let me handle this.
Yeah, no worries.
I got you. There you go. So let me just cast that real quick. And this way, that's how. I see. I see what you mean. You click cast, and it's not being taken off your sheet. Either way, you do have protection left.
I'm just happy to know I did the right thing.
Yeah, no, it's totally a Foundry fuck up.
That's a victory onto itself for celebrating.
Look, we spent a lot of time in Foundry.
I am going to... Oh no, hold on, I have to... Oh, wait. Hold on 1 second. Let me give this a quick read. Okay, yeah. I am going to look to where Vin is, and this should work because I believe we're within 30 feet of each other. And I'm going to give a real, targeted... Oi! A real look at him, and I want to cast Forbidding Ward through that and give him a little bit of protection.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay.
Were you giving protection?
Vin.
Okay.
And there are 2 targets in that.
Oh, I get to choose 2?
It's 1 ally and 1 enemy. So what you're doing is establishing the ward in between him and.
Oh, got it. Yes. So I will be. How does that? Let me see how this works. So I want to cast it on Vin, and I want to cast the other half of it on.
Yeah, you designate during the 2 actions that it takes. You designate Vin and the centaur. I'm assuming.
Right.
Yeah. Perfect.
I'm trying to. Okay, so I don't need to do anything else in Foundry for that? Okay,
No.
brilliant.
No, that's it.
Fabulous. I believe that is 2, or is that 1?
That is 2. Yeah,
is 2.
Yep, you got 2. So you have 1 action left. Oh, which would be the sustain, and therefore you are now done.
All right.
What do you want your skeleton to do?
I will give just affirmative. I don't know if this takes an action, but I'm going to give like affirming eye contact to my new undead servant that is risen up.
It looks at you, kind of tilts its head, looks at you from toe to head, nods, and it awaits your command.
Yeah, and you like eat this fucker and nod at the centaur.
It immediately comes up, moves around, zooms over, is going to target it right here. That was 2 actions, and using the blade that it came with is going to slash it not particularly well. It unfortunately missed in all of its excitement. And Elias, you're done. Emma, you're up. You have 2 on your butt.
Okay. Well, I think since Mercy had sort of reached out, grabbing its attention, he is going to focus in, and at this point, he is immobilized, but he wants to tear into what's in front of him, especially now that it's caught his attention. So how many actions is it to do the save for, and what is that save again?
That save is not an action, because we're talking about, it's not going to be an action that is taken up from here, but the save is against, it was a crit fail before, so +2 to the prior DC.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Okay.
I accidentally deleted a spell from my character sheet.
Yeah, let me make that roll first. So there's that. I can't see it.
I'm starting to have a Pavlonian response to these little question mark dice that are rolled in this campaign. Every time I see one, I'm just like...
Shoot. Not letting me add it to my spell preparation.
What is it that you're trying to do?
I had an empty spell slot, and I was like, oh, I need to put my prepared spell there. Instead, I deleted one of them.
Oh shit! I can help you out there.
Yeah.
What do you need?
I meant to add. Pretend none of you are hearing this. Command.
Sure.
And then I had the one. I'm not sure which one I was trying to add.
So
it was
you have your,
I think is what I was trying to add.
You have your prepared spells, right?
Yeah.
So are you clicking and dragging from your arcane prepared spells onto your character sheet?
Yes.
And that's not doing it?
It wasn't letting me know. I kept trying to drag it, and it pops up with this yellow thing that, I guess I added it to the cantrip section.
Right, because it's a first level spell and doesn't belong in cantrips.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I just added it to your first levels.
Thanks.
You got it.
Good times.
Emma?
Okay. Yes. So what was the result of that save?
Let me take a look what you got here. That is another crit fail.
Jeez. Okay. I think this time you all would hear the scream again.
No.
Echo out in even more pain.
How well can you roleplay then? Without blowing your cords, I don't want you to damage your throat.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I'm just more mindful of there are people in the house now, so.
Then no.
You don't want them to like come sprinting.
No,
I
reality.
want my dad to come sprinting upstairs.
Reality totally takes precedence.
Gone before, but now they're back.
And he's gonna rise. Do we see it though? Do we see it come from you?
No.
So your mouth doesn't move when the scream happens?
Not at all. It almost feels like it's emanating from somewhere else. But this time it is more anguished and almost feels like someone almost akin to what you would hear from like a torture victim. Like that level of pain.
Do you react to your own scream?
No.
Oh, that's so juicy. Okay. Mercy notices.
And with that, he moves forward to, well, first he is trying to pull himself away from these vines entangling him, what was that save again on?
That's an escape. It's athletics.
Athletics?
Yeah,
Okay.
against the DC of the spell. What's your DC?
My personal DC. Oh, it's an AC, so 14.
17.
Nice. So you get out of it.
And I think the moment he's able to tear through those vines, he's going straight for Mercy. So let me move the target if I can.
Well.
Mercy just getting fucked up every combat.
Every time.
I'm trying to... It's a double click, right, Steve?
Double right click to target.
Are you able to do anything over there? Or as soon as you move there is your turn over?
I think did you just target yourself? Yeah, you just targeted yourself.
No,
I double clicked it.
Oh, okay,
just to
gotcha.
like pre-target it
Gotcha.
for my
Okay.
next
All
turn.
right. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm double clicking it and it's not working. So,
Really? On Mercy?
Double click off of it. There we go.
On Mercy?
So well, do I have to do something to untarget Vin first?
No. It should no.
Yeah, it's not automatically moving the target. So.
And wow, double right click on Mercy isn't doing. Okay, no problem. Then that's fucked up. Hold on.
So.
I see that you are targeted. Let me untarget this. Let me target that. What would you like to do now?
He's going for the bite attack.
Okay. So that was one action in order to escape, which you did. You are clumsy too. Let me just confirm something here really quick. So that's just going to give you a -2 to your AC, reflex save, range attack rolls, and skill checks that use acrobatics, stealth, and thievery. So that that's right, it was athletics before. Never mind. So you are totally good. You can take all 3 attacks. Do you want to use all? Excuse me. You have 2 attacks left. Do you want to do 2 attacks?
Yeah, he'll do 2.
Okay. Let me do that. All right. And that is going to be 1. That is going to be 2. Let's see what happens here. So with the first one, that's going to be a crit fail. Jesus.
Oh, darn. I'm really upset.
The second one will be a
It's
hit,
not a crit
however.
fail. No, just a regular fail.
Oh, it's a -8. Okay, yeah. I saw that it rolled a 3, and I forgot that it has
now
pluses.
I'm upset.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
First one fails. Second one hits. You and roll for the damage.
Okay. I'm trying to remember how to roll.
Yeah,
for
no
said
problem.
damage.
Take a look in the chat window, and you will see at the bottom of your to hit roll a damage button.
I think since you rolled it, it doesn't show me the damage button.
Oh fuck it. Okay, cool. Well, I got you.
I'm down.
I got you.
Yeah.
I know Delia, I think, has stabilizing too as well.
I do
Yeah.
also.
Okay,
Okay, cool.
we're good.
Yeah, the moment he escapes from those vines, it's like gnashing shark teeth, and the first time he misses, but then just latches onto your arm, Mercy.
Oof. Apparently it did a sufficient amount of damage to bring Mercy down into a dying state.
I think void just pours out of me, and it's just like I think it just like as you rip into my arm, it just pours out like a waterfall of just like the darkest dark you've ever seen.
Okay, that's my turn.
Fucking love void magic.
On, you're up, and Vin, you're on deck.
you said this type of stuff is okay, but I also just like want to mention it every time I try to do something. That's technically not in Pathfinder rules. But my intention is to manipulate the spell command.
Okay.
But the first thing that she's gonna do, let's see.
Well, how do you want to manipulate command?
So I want to manipulate command in a way that is telling the horse shark man to calm down, to stop.
So calm or stuff
At
like
least
that. Yeah.
temporarily.
Okay.
But what she wants to do beforehand is look at, let's see, Vin is next, and then it's Dahlia, and tell them to. She looks at both of them. I need you to be ready to look inside. And so she's going to cast command. And I'm going to have you roll a will save DC 16.
I've got it for you, Em.
Okay, thank
Just
you.
in case. It's a 12, failed by 4.
Thank God. I'm going to butcher the way that I pronounce this, but this is what she's going to say when she casts command. It's Euro Stellar Miral, which is you watch the stars. Basically telling him to look up into the sky and feel calm by the stars.
So it could be interpreted as calm. That's no problem. That is the command.
Yes. And she'll look at the other two more like Dahlia in a way that's kind of like potentially Finn, unless he has something, but to hold your action. So Dahlia could potentially look inside. He is calm for now. Now is the chance to look inside.
When you say look inside, what do you mean?
I love how you're
His
assuming
mind.
I can do any of this.
I'm assuming. See, that's the thing. Is Bella's assuming you can.
We were surprised you didn't know what this was, Delia. That's when I think Elias started to panic, is when he saw Delia look like...
So she'll look at both of you and be like, we need to look inside. But that counts as 2 actions, and I can't do can I do a cantrip, or is that
If the cantrip has a casting time of 1, like shield.
casting? That's what I wanted to do.
It'll have a
Cast
little
shield.
the diamonds are all per action.
Well then, as she says with the other 2, she's gonna cast shield over Mercy.
Oh shit. Okay. Cool.
So you can't get hit again for now.
And let me give to Mercy a shield. Okay. There you go. Shield effect on Mercy.
Shield has a hardness of 5, and you get a +1 to your AC.
That's really cool because
just
any
start here.
additional harm to Mercy without that is, well, either way, if it has to get through it now, but any
Yeah.
additional harm to it will cause that dying value to increase, and that's never good. Emma, the way that your command is going to work is because you failed, there is an odd sense of greater authority that hits you from a place that probably is the mistress below. And at which point, for the first action of your next round, you have to follow that command, but then you immediately break out of it, and you can have the remaining 2 actions of yours.
We got hero.
I see that, Kenpu Knight. Okay.
For
On your-
flavor, your senses are overwhelmed with the smell of fresh soil.
Ooh, okay.
And that's full Bell's actions.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
You can end your turn. Vin, you're going to be up next, and Delia, you're on deck.
Well, I guess I'm gonna try to look inside. I don't know.
I'm so curious. What would Vin, what's Vin's interpretation of that?
I guess
I mean, she probably would have
don't-
gestured to like her mind, like look inside.
I'm gonna get up closer and detect magic. I'm not sure.
Honestly, do it.
Yeah. I will innately cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Yeah, you can see that there is definitely magic in the area, but you cannot pinpoint an exact source, and that actually Detect Magic would do it within 30 feet, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Unfortunately, there is no magic in this area unless it is on one of the PCs.
Okay.
Technically, it's a PC.
But you don't have magic items on you.
Okay.
Or a spell effect, yeah.
Okay.
I don't really know what else. I'm going to lean down and
Yeah, can I have
stabilize.
Okay.
Oh,
Mercy.
she got healed, no?
We did get a redeem a heal hero.
Oh,
Redeemed,
well,
yeah.
Oh.
But
Oh, chat, duh.
chat, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna take place
this
on Mercy's
is an
turn.
actual play.
Could I
That's
have
right.
told
But on the other hand, that can also what'll happen. It depends on what the circumstances of the play are around Mercy's turn. So it could all be channeled through Vin as the description.
Okay.
Flavor.
So that it makes sense.
it's got a little bit of leftover regeneration magic in there.
There you go.
It's like the ketchup at the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah.
So the Healer Hero is going to be 1d10 times the level of the person being healed, which in this case is going to be 10 points.
Damn.
So, Vin, how do you add 10 points? What are you doing?
Again, like I did before, I'm going to lean down and place my palm upon her as I feel like just everything kind of rushing through me. And runes are glowing. Well, they're all covered, so you can't see it, but it goes through and it heals her.
It's the sound I make.
Doing okay. What were you saying, Yuri?
Oh, no, never mind. It doesn't apply anymore. Go ahead.
And that is, again, I do not think that Vin would attack at this point, especially with them being calm, so that would be it.
Alrighty. Delia, you're up. Mercy, you're on deck.
So I was reading through my stuff, right? Because I'm panicking and that's what I do. So I saw that I actually have a feat called Dubious Knowledge, which means that when you fail, as long as it's not a critical failure on any recall knowledge checks for any skill, so rolling like my esoteric like lore thing to recall the weaknesses about the centaur man shark, even when you fail, you still learn something. So dubious knowledge means I either learn something that I can't tell if it's good or bad, or I learn both something true and something that's not true, but I don't know which is which. So even on a failure, because of my feat dubious knowledge, I still gain some sort of knowledge. I just can't tell like which is hearsay and which is actually stuff that is real. So I would have learned like two things.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
So I would like to use my feet, please.
You got it. Absolutely. I'm happy you saw that. So when you first took a look at it, and now that the centaur is attacked, you can see its methods of attacks are definitely probably the effects of something that you have heard about centaurs, and that it is most likely diseased. Unfortunately, centaurs are susceptible to such things. But centaurs are also not known to this area, so it might just be allergic to Mütvia. So you know that they are rare, you know that they don't belong here. Well, I shouldn't say not belong. I mean, everyone belongs everywhere, but they were not a part of this world, and what this is doing here is kind of odd. It's definitely an infrequent thing, but also most likely diseased.
Okay. Oh man.
They both sound like they'd be true.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I think either way, like, she would try to see if, like, helping it in some way would help us because it did sound, right, like it was in pain, right? Even if we couldn't tell it was coming from the centaur itself.
You
And I think
have-
it's
The vibe
weird.
that that's where it may have come from.
You have no evidence to suggest that those cries or screams had come from this creature, and there was no physical action that correlated to that sound. In other words, the mouth opening and then this. No, it would be like as if you heard a sound in a room and then somebody saying, "Did that come from you?" It's like, no, you actually saw nothing here that would have given you that idea.
Right. So would Delia assume that there is another creature somewhere else in the Abbey that is in pain?
Yeah, the entire party of 10 that ADH druids just
Oh shit!
rated us with.
Yay! Druids. I'm not watching the chat, so I'm glad you announced that.
There was a battle map, and I was like,
So, ADH Druids was just playing Diablo 4 with all these people. Hello and welcome, Raiders. Welcome to Vox and Quill.
Welcome to our spoopy world.
Yeah, I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing time watching this. We're in the middle of a combat. Let's see what happens. So, with the knowledge that you've gained, it could be possibly a diseased creature, a beast of some kind that is foreign to this nation, or it could be something else.
All right, and then it's under the command.
I
right?
have
So
news
as
for
long
you.
as-
I have news for you. 2 people just followed. House rule. If somebody follows during your turn, the next roll you make, whether it is this turn or whenever, the next roll that you make is going to be with fortune, which is to say with advantage.
Ooh, spicy.
So, and
always
you,
the time to
you got
peer
2 of
into his
those.
mind.
You got 2 of those.
Yeah, so I want to take advantage that it is under like the command spell right now. So to my knowledge, as long as we don't hurt it, it will stay under the commander. How does that work in Pathfinder? Because I just know the D&D rules for the spell.
Command is for the first round of their next action. They have to follow the command, providing that they fail to save, which is true in this case. And then the 2 actions after that can be as per normal. It only works for that first action on a failure.
Okay.
Okay. Right, so I
Running
wanna
to
take
unfollow.
advantage-
Sorry, I apologize. Go ahead.
All right, so I want to take advantage of that as much as I can. Would I be able to? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my mirror. So there's gonna be a second Delia appearing right next to it in melee range of our new centaur, 4-legged friend. So I don't know if you could just duplicate my.
You're
I don't know
using
how
which
that
power
works on
to do
your
that?
end. So I'm using my mirror, so my implement.
Implement. Okay. Okay. Mirror. Here we go.
Yeah, that's one action to use my mirror's reflection. So there's an illusory image of yourself in an unoccupied space within 15 feet.
That you can see. So you want one to appear right next to you.
Yes. No, melee range of our centaur friend.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Right next to that. So within 15 feet of you.
Right. So I'd walk forward if I had to.
Yeah,
I just don't want to be myself next to it. So I'm putting my reflection next to it.
So right now it's about 10 feet away. So you're going to do that, and then I will do this, and then this, and pop. There you go.
Beautiful. Okay. So now that I've done that, I want my reflection to do a I don't know if I can do like a medicine check on it or like a nature check.
Oh shit, I love where this is going. Let me
Would I be able to do a nature check on it?
hold on for 1 second. Let me take a look at this. I am so unfamiliar with this. It mimics yourself and your so it
Yes. So every action that I take, I choose which me does it. So in one turn, if I take 3 actions, I can choose each action where it comes from.
Damn, that's dope as hell. That's level 1. I'm like, what character did I choose?
Yeah.
Well, do we know that Delia is actually
take
level
into-
5?
No, take into advantage. I don't have a single spell.
No, it's totally fucking awesome. So you're gonna
This is my spells.
So you're gonna conduct a medicine action.
Okay, so it has to be medicine. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, because you want to be able to
no.
treat Or you want to be able to like perform a diagnosis or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be medicine.
Yeah, it's just I don't have a bonus on that.
I know.
Fuck, it's just a 4.
No, wait, don't you get advantage?
Don't you get? Yeah, right.
Yeah, you get
Oh,
fortune.
oh,
Yeah,
I
you got
do.
2 of them.
Twice.
Yes, you do. Roll again.
At 12, that is marginally better. It's over a 10. It's halfway. I don't know.
Unfortunately, it's still not going to be good enough. Treating
no.
diseases can be 8 hours of care. So what you're trying to do right now is just trying to figure out what's going on. So in this case, something akin to like a recall knowledge medicine would give you that. However, your lack of knowledge on this is a little bit on the sketchy side. That's probably why you failed. So you can use that 3rd reroll if you want. That the
You
follow
also
had
have a
given.
hero point.
And you also have a hero point. Yeah, exactly what Chris
How
said.
don't know if I
does
wanna
helping
use
somebody
them.
work?
What?
How does helping somebody work?
Oh, it's the
Like,
aid action.
Yeah. How does aid work?
So what you need to do is roll the same skill like medicine. It would help if you understood what was actually occurring. So
Yeah.
you would need to know that. But assuming that you knew that, then you would roll the aid action.
So she
I think
would
I
do a
might be
medicine check
trained in
herself?
medicine.
I'm sorry, Yuri. I couldn't hear you. Yuri, I can't hear you.
Oh, so she would have to roll medicine as well instead of me.
No, you roll it, and then Belle will roll it. And
Depending on me or Aetherius, depending on how we can
Aetherius
justify
isn't
we know
in
that's what you're doing.
melee. Yeah,
they need
I
to-
think it would only realistically be able to be you or Vin.
Okay, here's how I'm thinking. How are you calling upon using medicine? Like, how does Zelia use medicine?
You're muted.
Oh shit! I think the one that the way you'd know what I'm doing is because you're the one that told me to look into its head, right? And so you
gonna
see that
wake
I'm
up
trying
to
to
her.
act upon like what you told
Okay.
us to do and the window of time that you gave us, right?
Excellent.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Perfect.
So I think that's how I would justify that. Like you helping in trying to figure out what is actually going on with
Okay.
them. Yeah.
All right. I will also roll medicine.
I will roll my last.
So your DC is a 15.
Nope. Still, yep. None of them above a 12.
This creature is such a foreign entity. You
Do
can.
I get to use? So sorry. Do I also get to use that? What was it called? The heroes something?
The hero point?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have one on your character sheet, just under your
yeah.
name. Just under.
Okay.
I like how we're just using all the resources right now. Let's just
awesome.
burn through them all.
We get hero points every session, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get it every session, and also, if you as a player conduct a particularly ingenious action or something like a particularly dangerous action, and you succeed, I'll also give you a hero point in the middle of play.
I rolled worse.
Oh.
Hey, here's the last hurrah, my hero point. Let's see what happens. Nope, a 14.
So let me.
We did our best.
So,
We tried.
Belle, you have, if you go to your actions tab on your character sheet, there's a brand new feature which I've added on to everyone's sheet. Now would be a good time. Oh, Cathaniel!
Action.
Yeah, following. Belle, this is during your turn. Another follow means another reroll for you if you want to use it. If you take a look at under actions, everyone, this is for everyone. Look on your character sheet under actions, and there you will see hero actions. You can draw cards. Now, this was, hold on, Belle. You
Yes.
right-click to remove the hero points. So I'm going to add. I'm
Okay,
gonna,
thank you. I was
so-
like,
No, totally cool.
Number-
Totally cool. I'm going to add one back. Draw the card. Click draw one. See what happens.
actions.
I don't see it on mine.
Actions.
Do you have any
Draw
hero?
one.
Either.
Do you have any
I've
hero?
got it.
There you go. So you have grazing blow. So what this means is that trigger. Okay, you now have this as an action that you can trade it in for in the future. Okay. This is as opposed to what you just did. So what you just did is still going to go through. Unfortunately, was not able to aid. It's such a foreign creature. You really couldn't bite your teeth into the knowledge of it and try to aid. But instead, you would be able to, if you have any hero points, you'd be able to draw one of these cards and potentially get something as a bonus in the future. So you can actually now trade in your hero points to do more. So in this case, if for example, you could play after a foe has hit you with a melee attack called the strike, which is just any basic attack. And if they roll a crit success, it gets a success instead.
Okay.
And the roll failed the success that then deals minimum damage.
Could I use that at any point, or does it have to be during my turn specifically?
No, that could be as long as it meets the conditions of the trigger. Then you're totally cool. Yeah.
All
right. So that's how that now works on your sheet. If you have any hero points, then you'll be able to do that.
Perfect. Since I have that really kind advantage, I'm gonna do medicine one more.
Yeah,
time.
let's do it. Do it. That's a 9. Fuck.
Oh my gosh.
Shit. Oh, damn it.
We're not going to do this.
We tried so
okay.
hard,
This is
honestly.
so hard.
It's okay.
Everyone's like, what are you? So Nathaniel's like, aw, I tried.
We wanted to help you.
Everybody
We wanted
unfollow
to.
and refollow.
Wow.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
I gotta follow and refollow. Nathaniel's like, yes. I mean, I can't tell anybody what to do with their characters. I'm just saying.
The public relations professional in Aetherius, not Elias, like lifted up, was like, maybe no, let's not. Everybody, if you're following, continue to follow. Tell some friends.
Delia, are you done? MMLA, hold on.
Hey!
MMLA.
There's one more. You didn't say you were done.
Okay.
You didn't say you were done. Go ahead and try and re-roll with that.
I rolled a 7 again.
Damn.
It is just
I said what I said.
yeah. The dice are like, we're not getting this, dude.
Right,
I
like.
really appreciate whoever did that, and we have
Yeah,
done
thank
our
you.
very best.
Thank you, everybody. We tried. No.
You know-
Never attempt a medicine check
Grandma's,
ever again.
Dust and sprinkle it in his
Just gonna
face.
pull out some grandma dirt again, dude.
Grandma's ashes.
Just gonna throw grandma
I'm kidding.
dirt
I'm
at
not
everything
actually
she can.
doing that. You want me to use it
You know-
as protection?
It's all right. Hold up.
Yeah,
Does
so-
anybody else want? Hold up. Wait.
My turn is over.
Your turn
It's-
didn't even start. It's still Delia's.
I know
It
my
was my
turn.
turn.
My turn, as in the assistance for
I
medicine.
got you, Delia.
I literally thought that it was
Delia,
Belle's
I'm going to
turn.
give you a +1 on that
Because I kept
medicine
doing
because so
medicine
many
over
people
and over.
ended up following, and it's just going to happen.
This is great.
You end up doing
I love it.
end up
Okay.
doing a recall knowledge check on it because you threw the image. You end up staring inside of the mirror, and you start seeing the centaurs hide right in here. Right through the eyes of your mirage. The mirage reaches out and touches and begins to palpate and trying to excise some pus or something along these lines to see exactly what it is. First off, the centaur is absolutely real. Secondly, you can feel something moving under the flesh other than muscle. It is not diseased.
Like a okay, so I'm getting like a knoll vibe here. All right.
Grassy?
Grassy knoll? No, I think they can.
Oh no! Because in D&D, so when hyenas start to like die, like the knolls like burst out of their they're in their stomach, they gestate in their stomach. So it's like this has like another creature inside of it. Okay, so
Just as
what
an-
I am going to do then?
I'm sorry,
Yes.
go ahead. Make your turn just so that you are aware. We are 15 minutes to end. We are at the bottom of round 2.
I did message that
Oh.
I can push time a little bit so we can do this.
Okay.
She's like, I'm invested.
Yeah.
All right, then.
I'm feeling better than I was earlier because
Okay.
I'm so invested that
Okay.
I'm like I could spend more energy on this.
See, Aetherius,
Yes,
you also, are you good?
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool deal. All right.
Okay.
Delia?
Yep. So Delia is gonna go ahead and. Okay, so I used one of my actions to do the medicine check, right?
And you used one
That
to do the
failed
mirror.
over and over and over in action. Yeah, and the mirror. So I have one left. So my mirror me is going to go ahead and try to stab at its stomach and see if anything comes out.
So you drew your blade, which is a manipulate action, and unfortunately you were done.
Oh, that's it. Okay, yeah. So I'll go ahead and do that next turn. But yeah, so you see that like her intent is very clear, where because she had like she had her mirror in one hand, she goes ahead and pulls out a blade. So you guys can tell she's gonna try to do some stabby stab.
Mercy.
Yes.
Vin's hands just managed. This has all happened. It's only been 12 seconds since we started this combat. Less than. Okay. Vin has just finished doing something that caused like 10 hit points or so worth of damage. Relative to your hit points, your max hit points, where are you? Like, how do you feel?
I'm actually pretty good. I'm at 10 now, so I feel pretty.
You also do have a shield over you.
Yes. Yep. Haven't gotten there yet. With the 10, there's a pulse that comes directly up through Vin and exits its hands, comes into you, and with it, you can feel feel you as well. You are now you feel protected. You feel healthy. Take it from here.
Okay. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I will assume that I'm being helped up by Vin at the same time during this combat. And that's my action to stand.
Okay. Got it.
But I look at him and I kind of like reach out and touch his face and I say, it was not your fault. And I leave that conversation and turn to Horseboy, and I'm going to do fucking Forbidden Thought now. And I'm gonna. It places a psychic lock in a foe's mind that prevents it from a specific action. Choose strike, stride, cast a spell, or a specific action you know the creature to have. If the creature attempts that action on its next turn, it must surmount your lock to do so, causing it to take 2d6 mental damage with the basic will save. So on Emma, on your turn, you have to make a basic will save if you try to do what I tell you not to do. And the way that's going to look is this time, it's not a touch, it's a ranged spell. So I am going to look at you and you hear my voice in your head and it says, disengage. And well, actually, no, it wouldn't be that because then you wouldn't disengage. Strike. Right. It'll say strike. I'll say strike, and it's like a cacophony of like multiple layers of my whisper, of my sound, like my voice, but said different ways. And I would say said in every language I know, just in case you actually know that language.
Does that conflict with the command that it's still under?
Ooh, I don't know. Does it?
I don't know.
No.
Okay.
Steve, you're frozen. So I'm going to do that, and that is the end of my turn, so I'll end it right now.
Alrighty, top of round 3, Elias, you're up, and then Emma, you're on deck.
You said it's been 12 seconds since all of this started?
Yep.
Okay, Elias has not picked up on the intricacies of any of what has happened between the people that were like told to look inside and etc. I think he has raised the dead, and in this, not having some of the context that like Aetherius the player has, Elias is gonna like rub his hands together and clap. And what you see is almost that like Hitchcock like pulley zoom, wherein he is going to pull his hands then apart, and there's like an iridescent light right? Like the light cast from a prism that pops up yet again. And he is going to aim his right arm at the centaur, and he's going to cast Divine Light at it.
How many actions? Divine Lance is 2 actions. You are currently sustaining Summon Undead and sustaining Forbidden Ward. You have 1 action left, my friend.
Can I let one of them go to
Yeah,
cast this?
100%. Yeah, which one?
Vin, I feel like you're doing good, buddy. I feel like Vin is in the clear. I don't necessarily know that Vin like needs Forbidden Ward. That was more of just like a precautionary measure. And so yes, Elias is going to stop concentrating on Forbidden
You got it.
Ward and is going to he's gonna give once I pull it up and find it. Divine Light. There we go. Oh, you know what? I stopped targeting. Should I retarget the Centaur Boy and then do it?
Yeah, because you didn't yet roll to attack. You only pulled up the description of it.
Okay, brilliant. Cast. So I'm clicking cast. Is it not casting?
You have to click the button that says attack.
I don't like. I'm looking at my cantrips and I see Divine Lance.
If you
and then
click
there's
on
the cast option.
Yeah, that is correct.
So it populated. It populated on the little like chat area where our rolls go, and so there is where you'll see the attack.
Oh, got it. Okay, that makes sense. I was looking for it on the character sheet itself.
Because it is on the character sheet. If you click on the name Divine Lance, the name of the spell, that'll then expand out into the description.
Oh, there we go. Hey.
And you'll also see it there. There you go. That 24. It's a critical hit. Oh, shit.
Yay.
All right. That's a crit hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
I like Elias is happy. Aetherius has mixed feelings, mixed emotions at this. I'm trying to play it straight. I'm trying not to meta. I'm trying to think just what this character would do.
First of all, how dare you play straight?
Right. Roll. Can you roll for damage? There you go. Ah, fuck yes. All right, cool.
Nice.
So, with that, hold on for 1 second. That is going to be 12 points of damage. There is a searing pain that comes over you, your body, Emma. That is going to reduce that DC by 2.
Okay, perfect.
What happens? Describe the damage.
So, am I describing it or is Elias describing
Whichever
it?
one.
Sorry.
Whoever wants to take this one.
You know what, Emma? This is like your debut episode. If you didn't know, Emma is very new to the cast, which we're very excited to have her. I'm going to give this to you. I'm going to hand this to you to describe.
Okay. So I think, as this searing pain, racks up his body, I almost think he's, rather than a scream echoing out like it was before, there's this sort of hiss, and then the smile, the shark-toothed smile almost widens as his visage sort of looks to you. Like the flesh is burning, but he's almost using that as an excuse to, because if I remember correctly, an attack sort of pulls him from that command. Yeah, so that would pull him from looking up at the stars as Belle had commanded, and bring his attention straight back to you, Elias. Even though there are plenty of other people in front of him, that toothy grin is focused on you, and he's ready to go for a bite.
Let me just.
I'm tasty.
I'm going to confirm Mercy's actions and the command that went down. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that was Belle's command, right? Yeah, that was Belle. Yeah, let me just take a look at this real quick. Belle, the command itself, it stopped on. Let me see. If you're damaged, is it stopping?
Command.
Target to approach, run away, release what it's holding, drop prone, stand in place, or whatever. So the command is still going to be there.
The effect depends on the target's will save.
Yeah. So that, all right, so the command remain. Oh, no. That was the calm. That's the calm.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. We're talking about Mercy's forbidden ward. Or forbidden forbidden thought. Thank you so much.
So
If the
do my
creature
undead
attempts
servant and
to-
I share a space in the initiative order, or is it
Yeah,
different?
it's going to go after yours.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, you haven't even entered your turn. Yeah. Do you want to? I'm assuming that you would like to do something with your character, with your skeleton.
Oh yeah, the skeleton, I imagine at this point, because I've given it the order, is acting relatively autonomously. If you can describe what has happened between it and I as any form of autonomy, but I assume that it is like going forward and slashing at the centaur.
All right. In which case, then let me get the target on that. Skeleton standing here is 1, 2, and 3. Let's see what happens here. That is a critical miss. That's on the third one. Hold on. This is on the second one. So all the dialogues. Why am I fucking frozen again? All the dialogues popped up over one another. That's a miss on the second one, and on the first one, that's a miss on the
Miss on the
first
third.
one. Yeah,
You might be
unfortunately.
freezing because of the.
I don't know.
Yeah, they not doing too well at all. Mercy, your spell is not canceled out if the creature's damaged in any way, is it? The forbidden thought?
No.
Okay, so then, yeah. All right. Elias, your turn has ended. Emma, it is yours. Your very first action then is still going to be, well, yeah, it's going to be what Mercy had described.
So first things first, I'm going to roll that fun thing.
Yeah. That's going to be a fail.
Okay.
But just a fail.
Just a regular fail.
A regular
Okay.
fail.
So this time no scream happens. And okay, so he does take that first action, just do as Bell commanded and look up at the stars. And just
Does
bask in that.
I'm going to give this one to anybody that has any kind of a reaction on their sheet that allows them to take an offensive action against this. We can consider them as being off guard.
Got it. I do not.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make you guys aware of that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it. Nobody can do anything, unfortunately.
I have a free action.
Yeah, you can do that. What's up?
Oh,
Can you?
didn't know I could actually do that.
A free action can be, yeah, it's free. There's no cost to it, and it can occur at
I
any
can
time.
cast a spell for my free action.
What the fuck?
What's your spell?
That's what it says.
What is it?
I looked at free actions at what I had available, and it just says cast a spell. So you cast a spell you have prepared or in your repertoire.
Oh, no. That's because the spells have different casting times.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, that would be weird. But
Yeah,
like,
no.
cool.
No, I know, no. I wish that was the case, but no.
If only.
If
Mine
only.
Mine has a trigger to it, so I can't cast it yet, or I can't do my free action yet.
Yeah, exactly. Emma, you have two actions left.
So with those two actions, I think as much as that echo would seem kind of imposing in that moment that Mercy did it, I almost think it would feel like a dare to him. Like, I dare you to do this anyway. I'm telling you you can't, but and you would almost see as that crosses over in those brief seconds, like he processes it and then almost like licks his lips like, I take that as a challenge. And then again,
That's hot.
and it almost sends him into a sort of a frenzy, and he is going to take 2 strikes.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
and-
fucking roll for that.
Yeah, I am. And closest he's not going to go for mercy again. He'll go for the skeleton, the undead friend that was...
My undead bestie, honestly. I'm like, I've had better servants. This one's expendable. You're good.
What is that save again?
It's a DC 17 basic will. I put it back in the chat, so if you go into the chat bubble...
Oh, that's awesome.
It says save DC 17 basic will. You can click on that.
Okay.
By the way, Drake Fires also followed. I'm trying to figure out on whose turn. It was either on Elias's, the skeletons, or on Emma's. We're gonna say Emma.
I was gonna say give it to Emma. Elias and the skeleton are fine.
Yeah, so you're gonna get a
good.
so you're gonna get a fortune effect, was the equivalent of an advantage.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So I may need to go ahead and use that real fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
On that save.
Be careful, don't do a critical.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that's slightly better. That's an 11.
Yeah, but it's not 17, so
Okay.
roll your
So
damage.
it's still a fail.
It's only 2 damage.
Okay.
And you are now, it's 2d6 mental damage, and then you are now temporarily immune from mental damage for 1 minute.
You've taken your 2 damage, and yeah, it's something inside of you was like, "What the fuck?"
I'm gonna. Can I just do a flavor thing really quick for you?
Yeah.
So what it looks like is to everybody else, I'm still there, but to you, I disappear from sight, and I reappear next to you, and you see me touch you can't feel me, but you see me kind of like touch your cheek, and it's almost like a very gentle like stop, but it almost feels like an electric burst of energy coming from my hand and giving you like a very slight migraine. So I'm not really like causing any pain aggressively, but I'm showing you like you need to stop. And then I go, and then it like flashes back to, and I'm right back where I was.
Okay. Then I think in that case,
Yeah, you still have 2 actions left.
2 actions?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, because the 1 action was the command. And then I just tried the strike and failed.
The command. I apologize. That's right. Okay.
So I think with my last action, actually. Because I'm trying to see. Sorry, Steve, I'm trying to figure out where I'm taking this damage at, because I'm seeing it pop up in the chat, but it's not registering on the character sheet.
Yeah, it is. It's on the character sheet of the one that everyone's fighting.
Okay.
That was weirdly specific phrasing.
Yeah,
Are you
right?
looking at that character sheet? Are you looking at the white character sheet or the dark character sheet?
I am, but for me it still says it's...
On the left-hand
full.
side?
Yeah, it still says full HP for me.
Really?
Which is why I'm confused.
Oh, fuck. Refresh that browser.
Okay.
Steve, you're frozen.
Thanks. I don't know. It's something's up with this damn camera thing.
It's okay. I'm just telling you when
Thank
it
you.
happens.
I appreciate it.
Foundry does not like me today. I apologize, everyone.
What
Foundry
browser?
doesn't like a lot of us today. You're good.
What browser are you using?
Chrome.
That's why. We've for some odd reason, for some reason, Chrome completely it screws up people's instances. I've had to point people to like Firefox or Edge.
Yeah, because I'm on.
Okay. Interesting. So,
So FYI.
regardless, I think he is going to use an action called Cower, which I'll put it in the chat. Basically, it makes itself as small as possible, protecting its vital organs. So you'll see him sort of like, I think as you send that electric shock through him, it sort of wakes him up to, I may be the biggest person here, but I am definitely not the most threatening person here. And he's just gonna sort of like curl his arms in on himself and almost try to protect himself from any further blows.
So, anybody, you know what? Everyone, give me a fucking sense motive on that.
How do we go about rolling sense motive?
Yeah, sense motive is all part of the perception thing. Each skill and perception has its own sub actions under it, and sense motive is one of them.
It's not under our exploration encounter or downtime, though. So
No, it
it'll
isn't.
just be a perception check.
Correct. It's just a perception check.
23.
Ooh, 24. Let's
Oh
go.
yeah, well I got a nat
yeah.
one.
It's not letting me roll for some reason.
Oh, that's weird. Hold on. I got you on that, Chris. 1 second. I got you. Chris coming in with a 21, or yeah, Vin with a 21. Anybody with a 13 or above. So not Bell, not Elias. Everyone.
Wait, I got a 24, didn't I?
You get 11.
Yeah, I see an 11
You
on
got
your
an
perception.
11.
Wait, hold on a second. Oh, I'm gonna believe what you guys say. I swear.
Yeah, you rolled
I thought
a
I rolled a
set.
19
No.
plus 5. Huh?
Oh, wait a second.
might have
Are you looking at
flipped
the
your-
die as it came across the screen? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Don't
why.
do that.
Yeah, always look
Look at
in
the
the
chat.
chat window. Remember,
that's
you
honestly
can.
good to know. Let me lock that in to prevent any
Yeah,
future
no
like
worries.
heartbreak.
You can also right-click on the little icon and pop the chat window out so it's always open, and this way you can see other things as well. Okay, for those of you that got a 13 and above, this action seems completely incommensurate with what you're looking at. This massive beast with these hooves and these talons and these nasty ass teeth and all of this all of a sudden just goes and like curls up in like a little ball. It's bringing its legs under, protecting all of its vitals, looking at it to the point where it's actually protecting itself. It has increased its AC by 4.
Right, because we could totally hit it before. Like, man.
It was only a 13, so yeah. But the dice rolls are sucking. So, Emma, are you done?
Yes, that is my turn.
Belle, you're up. Vin, you're on deck.
Can I get a quick TLDR again of what exactly is happening in this present moment?
Yeah, it has. So the command went off. It tried to attack and it missed, and then it went down. It like looked around, assessed the situation apparently, and then fell down into like this little cowering ball. I mean, it's still a horse-sized ball, but it now seems to be protecting all of its organs.
Are we still was Dahlia still trying to stab its
Yep.
underbelly? Okay.
Step.
Ship. All right. Un momento, por favor. Oh, I have the coolest spell book, and it allows me to interchange my spells at any given time. Which is
Yes.
A spontaneous
fantastic, and
caster.
I'm so glad I took that. Let me see real quick.
See if you're frozen.
Ooh. Let's see. Ooh, I'm gonna cast Shattering Gem
Okay.
at its underbelly area, just because it sounded cool and it's a stabby stab. Let me just double check though. Okay. A large gem floats around the target in an erratic pattern. The gem has 5 hit points. Each time a creature strikes the target, it gains attempt.
It's a protective
mind.
spell against something.
Yeah. So instead, because that's not great. Belle's gonna move over here or over here. Yeah. And we'll use Gouging Claw instead.
Oof. Okay.
Alright, there's the cast. We're gonna do slashing.
Is it a spell?
Uh-huh.
Is it a mental spell?
No, I don't think so.
What are you trying to use?
It's Gouging Claw.
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
it just
the
kind of
cantrip.
makes like her nails extend, so she can do damage with them. Yeah.
Yep. So it's a.
Okay.
Yep. It's just it's an attack, as normal.
Okay.
Okay. I forgot to select who to hit, so I'm just gonna attack. Okay, that's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that
Nice.
hits by 7.
Yes,
Yeah.
finally.
Roll for
Alright.
damage. Oh shit! With persistent damage, nonetheless. The damage goes through you, Emma. Even though you are in that protected state, you. Oh, God damn it. Even though you're in that protected state, you can feel like there's just a rendering of your flesh. It comes out of supposedly like nowhere, and yet you can feel it's the mistress below even now beginning to attack you for all of your failures. You have not done as you have been instructed. You've been naughty, and now they have been sent by it to punish you. Fight back, destroy them, or die forever.
Okay.
People can always come back. We have two that approve.
Yeah, and I think as that attack comes through, there's like this inhuman like screech that comes out of it that doesn't at all sound like what the body looks like.
Belle, do you still have one action left? You moved, you attacked
Yes.
once, and you said, yep.
So what I'm doing is working.
You can attack again, it's just at a -4.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it again. I forgot to do it again. I forgot to attack.
Also with 24, oh, you have to have, so it's going to be 24 -4 for a total of 20, which still hits. You have to hit the
cool.
MAP -4, which is a multiple attack penalty.
Ah, that's right.
No, yeah, which is fine. That is going to be an additional 7 points of damage. Emma, take it from
Nice.
here.
Okay.
Why am I so scared?
I think as this last attack comes through, so correct me if I start going in the wrong direction, Steve, but I think at that point, as you rend the flesh, Delia was starting to feel something moving under there that wasn't quite muscle. And I think in that last hit, it's finally revealed and cut into. And as the flesh of the centaur rips, you almost spot the slashing of the throat of something else. And as the body goes down, that final shriek that again does not match the body echoes out.
And
into space.
appearing behind it. Oh, fuck me with this goddamn camera bullshit. Appearing behind it, there is a spectral figure that comes about. It begins to appear, manifests, and you can see another centaur standing in front of you.
In a good or bad way?
All right, you take it.
I think It doesn't look malicious like this one did, or the previous one did. This time it looks injured, exhausted, and kind of looks at you all almost perplexed, as if it knew you were there, but didn't realize that he himself was standing in front of you. And he almost blinks and sort of takes a moment. Is he physical or is he incorporeal?
We're going to say completely physical at this point.
Oh. And he starts sort of like touching his body. Am I back? Did it work?
Back.
I'm so sorry. This must be so...
The ground takes the rest of that body away and like mid-sentence.
Okay then. That was really weird to see that was me. Hi. That was really weird. I'm so sorry. Hi, my name is Danix. It is nice to meet you. I am so sorry for the impression that thing gave off, but it appears that I stepped into this building and triggered something. And was ejected from my body.
Belle is gonna see that suddenly there's a nice centaur there that is like talking and like kind of being funny, and is just gonna pass out.
That's beautiful. I know why you're doing that. And that's fucking beautiful. That's perfect.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye on. Vin is immediately going to start salting the ground where the other one decomposed.
Elias is gonna go to Mercy and be like, is she one of yours? Or is he rather one of... I mean, we killed something and this thing came out of the dead thing? Is this like an extension?
Vin, give me a religion check.
Different.
You say me?
Yeah, you, religion.
Okay.
I've never seen this before. Ever.
This is different.
Damn. I'm gonna use my hero point.
You're not gaining, or you're not actually losing anything. All you're doing is pouring the salt. It was to see whether or not you notice something in addition. But if you'd like to use it, you can. I'm sorry to interrupt the rest of the play.
That's okay. I am gonna go ahead and use it just in case. 12. Okay.
I'll give you something after this scene is done.
It's different. It's old, but how are you here?
From what I gathered, from the whole experience, that wasn't actually me. It was some sort of creature. So you killed the creature, not me. But it looked like me.
I hate to be the person to ask this question, and maybe I'm the only person with this just burning in my mind, but what are you? What you are a man from here on up.
Very clearly, he is a horseman.
Is this like a Muffian?
No. The correct term is centaur. That is what I am.
Centaur.
But hi. It's nice to officially meet you. I'm very sorry. And he kind of looks to Mercy. Are you okay? I hope it didn't hurt you too badly.
Oh no! As there's like a fucking finger falling off of my hand, I just sort of like connect it back on, and I'm just holding it there. But I'm gonna say like, no, it's okay, and I'm going to. And you notice that like I'm still learning the language, so my speech is very like. It allows me to drink more beer, but I'm going to go up to you and just with no regard for personal space, just start touching like your flank, like just seeing what and like kind of like putting my hands on like the fusion of man to horse and seeing what kind of like experiment this is. And I'm just gonna say, this is different. Why were you trapped like me but not like me?
I honestly wish I could tell you. I just came to the building. It called to me. You see, this was, and he sort of gestures to the chainmail he's wearing, which was not a huge focus before when it was trying to, the previous one was trying to kill you, but you see the same symbol of the three-petaled flower on his chainmail. Sitlia, well, this place is supposed to belong to her, but it's been corrupted in some way. And I felt compelled to come and fix it. Clearly that did not work as I had hoped.
You felt compelled when?
How long have I been here? 3 months?
3 months.
Well, I've been in Mütvia 3 months, but here I think was, correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, that was a recent journey for him, correct?
The 3 months was when you arrived, the first incident occurred, which caused you to not look anywhere else. You then went bang, 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 put up, do this. And then this morning you went out and came here. Yeah.
Okay. No, I've been in Mütvia 3 months. I came here this morning.
Mercy.
Fellow immigrants. Hey, it's nice to meet somebody not from this shithole. Hey.
Oh, yes.
Did you come alone?
I did.
Forgive me, I have never seen one of your kind. I know of your existence, but just through stories. I never imagined. This has to mean something. A creature of legend, a creature that has not been seen here for such a long time. I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand.
No, it is quite all right. I understand. This, and he sort of gestures to himself, is quite a shock for Mutvians, I have found.
Is he still like that large in his normal form?
Oh yeah. He is a large creature.
That's a big boy.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just all right.
Talia.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I rolled a cult lore. Can you just let me know what I know from that, like in a DM or something?
Yeah. Let me see here. Why is okay? I think I can. Yeah, I can do that. I'll let you know in the chat within Foundry.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Delia, you've never seen one of, and you said centaur, right? And Elias is going to turn his gaze.
That is correct.
Got it.
I've just heard of them. Just stories.
Vin? Elias turns to Vin to see if Vin has any folkloric knowledge of this.
Hold on. He does read. He reads a lot. He's got his dad. His dad brought him a lot of books. Why the fuck can't I find? What would I roll? Occultism or?
What are you trying to do?
Figure out if I have any knowledge of centaurs.
Nature check.
Okay. It's a pretty high check. 17.
Oh, hold on. I think that'll do it. Let me confirm for you. It's on the tip of your tongue, but you can't quite get it. The DC was 18.
Damn.
If you have Arcana, you can try again.
Oh, I'll do Arcana.
Yeah,
all day.
same DC, 18. Except for now.
What?
You rolled an 8.
Oh man.
So you're like, I have confirmed I know nothing.
It is a horseman.
It is a
The
horseman.
word centaur is actually very familiar.
But I think though the crest on your armor, it is the same one as the one here, meaning you serve the goddess.
I do, yes.
And she compelled you to come here.
Well, yes. And no, she doesn't necessarily speak to anyone, but I had a feeling.
Yes. You see, we have 2 friends who, the same way you worship the goddess of life and do her bidding, 2 friends here who are of the void and are dying. So I can't help but think that this was not a coincidence. Finding someone here is a creature that hasn't been seen in tens of whoever knows how many years. And they were called to this place as well. They felt it, which is why we were here. And I think you might be able to help us. And I think we might be able to help you as well.
Well, that would be much appreciated, but and he kind of looks down at Belle, who's passed out at the moment, and you see this wave of fatigue almost hit him also. And he says, "Forgive me, that was an ordeal I did not expect today. I have a cabin nearby, if we want to take shelter and recover for a moment and talk there in somewhere that's maybe not quite so corrupted."
Yes.
And
I will cook the porridge.
I'll tell you, Vince porridge is one of the few edible things on this whole country, so that's a treat.
It is weird that he eats the porridge. I don't even make it for him.
before we eat, Danix, what year is it to you?
GM, I forget off the top of my head. What
Do you
year is
happen
it?
to have Foundry up by any chance?
I do.
Do you see the little calendar?
The window has since disappeared.
No worries. Look on the left-hand side. You'll see a small ribbon towards the bottom of your icons on the left. Click that, then click the little calendar icon, and then you'll be able to see the weather, the moon phases, the month,
Beautiful.
and everything in Mütvian speaks.
I loved
It
that
is,
so much.
May the 12th?
That is, it's May the 12th, yeah, 1274.
Okay.
1274.
Well, I thought you were very, very old because all of the Scythia cults are extinct. But you are not. You are a modern horseman.
Well,
Just a regular old modern day horseman.
and Steve, would that seem strange to me? Because I don't know if, like, in Majradal, where he's from, is Scythia's worship as extinct as it is here?
Okay. Since you have been here, you haven't been through too many places. I mean, you did have to travel to get here, and you pretty much went across an entire continent. You didn't see anything here. Back there, first off, there are cities, but those cities are made in conjunction with nature, not deforestation. That cultural difference alone may also lend credence to why Scythian cults are not dead in Majordal. Life there is very different than it is here.
Got it. I think as Mercy says that, he would you would see him almost look sad at that idea, that it's seen as so common that Scythia is not seen here. Say, well, where I come from, her influence is very prominent. We build our cities in conjunction with nature, not... And he sort of gestures vaguely to the land here. Not against it.
Yes, it must be hard for you to see your Abbey like this then, after so many years.
It is difficult, but it can be renewed. And that is what I hope to do.
And do you plan to live here?
Oh, I have been living here. Not in the Abbey, but like I said, I have a cabin.
Will there be others?
No, just me.
Okay.
Was I supposed to bring anyone?
Oh, there's just a lot of things with the land around Mütvia that you can get a little
Being alone
complicated.
probably
Tell me about it.
not wise.
Rebuilding the house was a struggle enough.
Well, this one, I point to Dahlia. Oh, well, not here in this frame. This one, she sort of rescued us, and we all are friends. Friends. I don't know if that word is correct, but we are all traveling. So maybe the horses would like to rest, Dahlia, and we can go to this horse's home.
Yes, I do. I do definitely want to see what else might be here to help you both, but I do believe a rest is in order for us and for them. I think we were put on the same path. I think you have just crossed our path and have a feeling we're headed in the same direction. I'm pretty sure I speak for everyone when I say we'd love to take you up on your offer. We've been, or at least I have been, in a wagon for some time. So, a cabin sounds wonderful.
Then let me find the good path that the horses can still travel.
Thank you.
With the wagon. And I think with that, you see, rather than the wild, almost foalish steps of the previous creature, his steps are a lot more sure as he, though still fatigued, as he leads the way out of the Abbey and in the direction of his cabin.
Yeah. I'm assuming one of the, either Vin or Elias grabs Belle.
Yeah, we
to
pick her
carry her out.
sure.
And just like,
Yeah.
all right.
You start moving away from that, and as you do, there's a wonderful sense of peace by contrast that makes itself known. But you also look back, and you can see where that thing was, where it had been absorbed into the ground. Even now, there is something that has leaked up in between the rocks, a black ichor that sits there and bubbles, and you can see even hands and tentacles starting to come out. If anyone here in the Foundry chat spoke the... Whoa, hey, Mr. Malave, what's up, Eric? What's up, dude?
Hey,
Just rated us
Eric.
with 5. What's up,
Hi,
guys?
buddy.
What's up, man? If anybody here in chat speaks the language that I typed in, then you'll be able to read it automatically if that language is on your character sheet. It's a little bit further up. It may have been missed. Thank you so much for dropping them off, Eric. Have an amazing night, and I hope your stream was amazing, man. Mütvia Registoy!
I can read that.
There you go. Then you heard that. Yeah.
Delia can read it as well.
Then there you go.
Ah, it's poopy. That's a problem for tomorrow morning.
And that's exactly
we
where we're
see.
going to leave it. You guys
Yay.
finally get back to the cabin. It is about a day's travel or so. Currently, as you left, it was only about noon. And then by the time that you get there, just in time for nightfall and for the denizens of Mütvia to wake up and look at you as food. Behind locked doors, you guys are now safe.
I'm cooking that buttery porridge right now.
Yes, please.